Oh no, I didn't copy the thing. Dang it. I always make sure that my Twitter post is copied, but not today. Ugh. What? For real? Wait. Okay. Ooh. Oops. And I need to put my stream link too. Okay, so there's that. That's sorted. Okay, so close that one. Done with this one. Close this one. Open game. On stream. Boom. We'll have. Oh, that's tough. Alright, no problem. So, hello everyone, hello. We are in for a bit of a different stream, although this might be the general format for now, for our whole improvement in general, so we definitely want to make sure that we're keeping up with things when we can. But, anyway, I'm going to go back into this straight away and try to pick out all the little things again. We were doing this yesterday, and we didn't get to finish the replays, because we only went through one of them, and it took a little while, so it might even just be like 3 games, and then 3 replay analyses, or maybe we won't watch over every game, we'll just like look at the ones that are a little more, have a little more depth, because again, not all the replays are going to be super helpful to analyze, you know? So we'll see what we can do, and we're going to jump right into this one now, so let's do it. Let's do it! And as you can see, I've got everything all set up for some actual analysis and stuff. So wait, what was I going for here? Front stack? Here's a decision that I never know what to do with. Should I, like... Let's get to the start of this replay. I don't know how to start front stack, and I really should watch Front to see how he does it. But it's a bit of a thing I run into. No. Come on. But... Oh, pause, right. See, how should I be doing it? I'm not really sure. Because I feel like that's the best way to do it, right? To do this. But at the same time, that gives you a really bad place for your transition. So I don't think it's logical. Like, there's that, and then it just gets all messy now, right? So... I'll have to definitely have a look and see how Front does his stacking, to see like what he does with that sort of thing, if I can find scenarios like that. But anyway, I handled this really terribly. Like honestly, this is just kind of ugh. I think I was aiming to. Oh what? No, that doesn't make sense. Oh gosh. Sometimes I just feel like I do not have any idea what I'm gonna go for. Like what? What? Ah, this is the round where I just rushed, isn't it? Because I didn't know what I was going to do. I can't analyze something that's like this messed up, honestly. I will say that, like, this is a little too, like, situational. Which is, you know, you run into problems when you do stuff like that. Okay, so again, I don't know. I guess I kind of push for front stack a little too often. Though, with the way I handle it, how I expect it, right? Because I always do this if I end up with too many of one color. I always do that setup, where basically it's the front stack base, and then the tail starts at those reds. And the question that I always propose to myself is how I'm going to extend this. And it's really tough if I don't get some practice in, so I really should try and experiment some more so that I can become more familiar with how Tails can work in that way. I don't know if it's the most effective way to deal with it, but I feel like it can work quite well if you do it correctly. I just, you know, I don't know how to do it correctly just yet, so we'll see. With the yellow purples coming up, it's fine to do this, really, I think. Like, here I can put blues at the back now, right? That's logical, I believe. How do I extend the front end of the chain, though? Like, the left-hand side? I always have trouble with these sorts of things, honestly. I just run into so many walls. I just don't know what to do. But I rush too much. Like, I'm like, I don't really know what to do. I'll slam some pieces around. I can slow down. Like, I need to remind myself that slowing down is important, and like, it's completely fine to do so. I just, you know, sometimes I don't remember to do so. So, who knows? My extension's a bit weird. Should I have used those blues for an extension? Like, I can't go further back, can I? What is this, I guess? Hold on, let's see what this was. Yeah, okay, that was just that. Okay, never mind. Can't really go back for that. Like, I get the blues there, I guess. And then I extend, but the purple doesn't do anything. And again, little things like that purple in the 6th column, any wasted space is still wasted space. It doesn't count for nothing. One wasted space could be all you need to have a space for your trigger piece or whatever. Like, it means a lot to have wasted that one. And I'd say this chain is fairly efficient. Like, the left-hand side is kind of yucky. But aside from that, the rest of the space on the base is pretty well managed, right? And, let's see. I don't know, I have those blues there, and I don't want a color conflict, so perhaps I should have set up a harassment rather than extending. That could be a thing that I have to consider. And here I remember I did end up cutting the chain because I forgot to include a purple on top. Right, I set that off and I'm like, oh, there's no purple there. And then something happened and they didn't set off their 3-chain. Yeah, they set up the 3-chain, right, okay. I criticized them for that, but honestly, my chain was much better. Sorry. Alright, so there's that. There's that. Bit of a weird one. Not much you can really get out of that, I'd say. It was just a couple well, there's I guess there's a lot you can criticize with my gameplay. I usually look for specific things. That's my problem. Like, interestingly, it's even evident in my what is it? It's evident in the way that I just look at things and criticize things in general. I'm a very what would you call it? I guess my my advice is kind of shallow. Like, it focuses on fundamental things and like small errors, but not things that encompass the entire thing. So it's like, it's like, for example, if I'm looking and drafting someone's work, I forget to look at the content and I look for grammatical errors or like structural features. That's usually what I look for. I look for structural things. I don't look for like concepts or things like that to build on. And I think that's a big flaw for me when I come to criticizing my own work and other people's work. Like, I'm like, oh, you made all these spelling errors or grammatical errors. Here's what you can do to make it flow better, right? And I do that. Completely fine. But when it comes to like, oh, is there anything I should add? I can never think of things to say when it comes to that. And like, same here. I can look at like small specific errors that I make every now and then, and they can maybe add up. But like, I don't know what exactly to say to myself for like improvement wise. And so we're gonna have to work on that, but we'll get there with time, I guess. Anyway, let's see here. Chewy, welcome to the stream. PPT speedrun immediately hear a discussion about white stuff. What, like mayonnaise? Mayonnaise is good. It's good. Instead of criticizing your gameplay, I'm going to criticize you for immortalizing your inappropriate ways. What? No. That's rude. You can't just do that. Alright. what is happening here? So, is this another... So this is a GTR, and I think that GTR starts fine, right? I'm already looking ahead, and the problem is there's no purples. And so what should I do if there's no purples, right? What do I do if there's no purples? Cause I figure that I'm gonna use the blues for the third link, right? Like that. Yeah, there's that. That's fine. But then it's really awkward because what am I doing? That's a bit of a weird placement. I think I was gonna tail with that. But like, what do you do if you have a 2D pole and a 1D pole? What could you call those? I don't know. But you see, in the first column, the purples are lower than the greens, and you immediately run into problems when your first column is lower than your second. Or if you're doing it the other way, then it's when your sixth column is lower than your fifth. Like, if I place my next piece now, what am I... I'm trying to tail, but I'm not good at tailing. I guess... I think I handled this okay, but I might be... I only need one blue, one red, one purple. I think that's okay to ask for, especially with the opponent not doing all too much. But it really is important to realize what you can and can't do and what you should be focusing on doing when it comes to height differences around your transition or around your tail or just anywhere in your chain. If there are big height differences, you're going to run into problems because you have to deal with it in ways that usually are pretty inefficient, and they end up wasting certain spaces to elevate your pieces to get to where you want them to be. But that looks, that's okay. I actually handled that alright. One thing here is definitely that the blues in column 2 and 3 can color conflict really easily, so I definitely need to watch out for that. I can say that I guess that is the safest thing you can do, aside from using purples on top of those reds. But even then, that's like... I'm stretching it at that point. Like, how I built it is completely fine. The only other thing is that the purples and the blues, they're different color. So my GTR purples and the blues of my sandwich, that in the third column, the 1-3 rule as I've been calling it for this time, I didn't break it here. But it's definitely something I should start watching out for and trying to avoid as much as possible. Because little cuts like that are just, like... if Orvia was around, he could criticize me all day for it. Like, he always throws it out there, hey Yoshi, you're breaking the 1-3 rule. And I'm like, you're right, Orvia, but I always tend to go for whatever comes first, and not considering what will happen in the long run as a result of what I've done in the short term. So just stopping and thinking about your decision for just a second. As long as it's not later in the game, where it's going to be like, oh, I hesitated for a moment and didn't get the piece I need, because that happens so often. If it's earlier in the game, it's okay to stop and think about what you're doing, if in the long run it prevents you from cutting your chain, or messing it up. Like, it's more important that your chain gets done well, first up, rather than just having a chain which doesn't work very well and is very inefficient, right? There. Some main gripes to throw out there. Might record that. I guess you could say the 1-3 rule is something I should need to make an improvement on. So I'll write it down just so that I'm aware of it. Should I use like that looks like 1/3 rule or something. Like 1-3. I don't know. That's how I've always envisioned it. 1-3 rule. Hello Sona, hello Naglfile. Sorry, like, if I don't get to comment straight away. I want to get my thoughts out before I forget. So, Kangaroo Yoshi's real. What? What? Can we define the 1-3 rule? It's not necessarily a rule. It's more of a guideline. I will say that first up. But it's basically, in cases such as GTR or stairs, it's something I made up, I think, on stream. I don't think did I call it that in my tutorial series? It might be. But it's basically where you see the GTR, right? And then you see the sandwich that I have in the third column. If you have those as the same color, you are going to run into... It's going to be really easy to cut your chain. Because the sandwich in the third column, if that was a purple, they'd probably run into each other, right? And for stairs, it just completely messes up the whole chain, If you have column 1 a certain color and column 3 the same color, you can't make it work because the transition will just cut. If that makes sense to you. If you can envision that. Hopefully, I assume you know what I talk about. Like, I think with stairs it's the easiest example. Anyway, let's move on. So I built this okay. This is pretty clean. My tail actually works out. No, I need another blue. And I put another blue there. Wow, I might... Oh, that's right. I wanted to... There, my tail was completely finished, and I think I was super proud of myself. And then I wanted to extend. And it was kind of sad, because I think the opponent started being a bit more mean. Oh, no. I should have put... Oh, I don't know. No, it's silly putting that red there, though. No, I think I know what I was going for. I was going to go harass with that, but it's not as safe as if I just finished my chain. Like, I could have just put the blue in this third column and the red in the fourth column, right? And then maybe harassed a bit more cleanly after that. But that position's a bit... Review your past self. The problem with that is that it's not as recent, and I might have made improvements over that already. I might at some point, but right now I just want to go for like what I'm doing now. What is the current problem that is, you know, it's glaring in your face at this point in time. Okay. So there's this, and I wanted to harass with this, right? Oh, that's been all speed. What the? Yeah, and I was kind of being like, hey, maybe I can harass with this and it'll be okay. Don't know about that. Yeah, I cut a lot of stuff off with that, which is kind of silly. I was lucky, like, that it worked, and that it was in a situation that I could afford to do that. Otherwise, it would have been really, really punishable. Okay. Oh wait, so this GTR I think is good, right? That's fine. What to do? I think this would work if I put the purples in column 4 and 5, and then put the yellows in column 6, and then split the green and the purple coming up into column 5 and 6 with green on column 5. I don't know what that's called. It's where you have a flat stack into another flat stack, and then it falls. It's like, then it falls into the style that Tanaka Special does. I should get the chain sim up at some point as well. It's just I have already a lot of things on screen. I have my stream information, the OBS itself, the improvements tab open, my just like I've got so much running at the moment that I'm scared to incorporate more, such as the chain sim. But I definitely want to include the chain sim for stuff like when I'm practicing stuff in when I'm fighting a CPU and the CPU doesn't care at all. I definitely want to have the chain sim there, but for this point in time, I think I'll just describe what my thinking, and hopefully we'll be able to roll the... Oh, can I draw on OBS? Like, can I just like draw on the screen? I can add text, but I don't think I can draw. I'd be able to draw if this was on my PC or something, and I could draw on the screen itself, but... I don't know. Hello, Elite Tube! Hey, wait a minute, is this... Hey! Is this YouTube person? Hey, welcome! Did you finally catch one live? Chain sim plays? Oh, I apologize all clearly. I was just going to mention how I don't have it up at the moment, so I'm not sure. To split it in 4-5, is that wrong? This piece? I would think 4-5 as well, but I was thinking back to my previous decision of putting the purple in column 5 and 6. I figured that I wanted to put the purples in column 4 and 5, and then have the yellows where I want to put it now. It would work out better, in my mind. But I'll try to show it later when I'm doing practice. I'll try and practice that form, because I feel like that's going to be a really good form to go for if I can do it. Oh yes, it's you? Hey, welcome. It's great to have you here. You see, and then I kind of like L-shaped. Oh my gosh. What the... Ah, yes. I was doing the whole reverse your GTR. I don't even follow my own thinking sometimes. Look, I reversed my GTR. The problem with this is that I don't know what... like, you can't carry on with this. Like, it doesn't... That's such a bad way to extend. Honestly. Like, some of my extensions don't make sense. Honestly. We'll have a look at how this goes, but... like, I got good pieces for it, but if I had not, then it just would have been... Oh, why did I do that? Oh, I wanted to harass. That's an overcommitting harass. I guess the game wasn't giving me blues either, so it was a bit mean. But... oh, I got so much. And then I needed purples. Did the game give me purples? Oh, yeah. I did that. And then I continued harassing, right? Yeah, okay, here was fine because I did end up doing the thing and being able to harass my opponent to death. But sometimes your opponent won't fall for that. They'll set off their main chain or something, so you're just gonna die, right? Y shape with the green, it's possible that you could do that. Alright, so there's that replay. It's kinda... Alright, last one and then we'll hop into some practice. Since these ones are from yesterday. Okay, how are we doing now? So I wanted to front stack here. Here, I always... Okay, no, it's an awkward style, whatever. Just shoot past this. I wonder if this could be made any better, actually. Considering now. Because my plan was to tail at the back with the, yellow. And then blue? Or green? I don't know, it's a bit weird. My chain kind of looks like it will make sense, but all clear starts are kind of just working around garbage where you have to, so it's a bit silly. Oh, this is the one where I actually ended up like out-chaining them because they wait, no, never mind. That was another round, I guess. Nah, I remember there was this. Oh no, this is when I. Is it the round that I made a huge chain or not? I don't remember. There was a round where I made like a big auto chain. Nah, this one was just me going pull die on them. That was just kind of silly. That's alright, so now I'll be hopping into just verse CPU so that I can do some like pure chain practice rather than like some actual people. I'd be able to help you practice at some point, but again, look at the height difference here. You have the first column 2 rows lower than the blue. I guess you could fill in the reds for the transition now. Did I do that? No, I put them on the top, creating even more. Oh, look, they made the right decision with their reds. They put it there, which is better than putting it where I... That's tough if you're getting awkward pieces like that, huh? But yeah, I feel like it's safer to go for what they went for, the opponent. Because dealing with that height difference is just disgusting. And then I try to like work around it by building ahead, but it's when you have a chain that's like, it's like Tetris, right? Where you have islands. So if you have blocks stacked in such a way that you have a bunch of holes that can only be filled with an eyepiece, it's like this. You have to get specific pieces to fill the holes right now, and that's just, it's really unreliable to play like that. Basically, it's really unsafe, and you should try to avoid it at all costs. And oh, look at this! I don't know. This is. I just broke everything at this point as well. I think I made a mistake. Wasn't even intentional. And then I died, right? Oh no, I didn't. Okay, now I died. Okay. Okay, so there's this. This one is handled okay. I think that's good. That's a good way to do it. Question is, should I have used those purples for the transition? And I think that is a... Oh, sorry. I think I should have used those purples for the transition. And then... maybe use the red purple to extend my chain. Because having those 2 purples there would be pretty good. Practice for Eva this year? Yes, everyone getting practice would be good. If you guys have both had the game, you could play with each other, perhaps. Cause see, then I'm just like, I don't have my transition ready. Okay, I got this set of pieces, a double green and a green blue, so I got lucky there. But again, you can't rely on those things happening. Okay, I didn't finish my chain. I don't know if I was just leaving it unfinished because I wanted to potentially harass in case I got into trouble. Oh, I suppose I did end up doing that. Oh, look at how tight that is! That timing! It, like, finished dropping. No, I remember commenting on this. It just finished dropping, but the garbage got sent and it fell. That's really, really rough timing, isn't it? Right? Like, how tight is that? I feel like this is like on the frame at that point. It was really close. Again, I hesitated, and I suppose I could have split the piece into the 3rd column rather than the 5th column to shorten the time, and I probably would have gotten my piece in that case. But you really have to watch out for those things. Sometimes the tiniest like wastings of time that you perform can dictate the whole match. That they can end it right then and there. So you need to watch out for those. Alright. What happens in some practice now? So let's change the thing over. Practice. Boo! It should have turned green, right? Yeah, look, my thing's working. Cool. I feel cool now. We'll hop in some single player practice, and then once we're getting bored, or we feel a little more confident, or whatever, we'll hop back into online, play some more matches, review them, and see if we've made any improvements, or if there are more things to improve on, in particular. But haven't been able to play much Puyo. That happens sometimes, it happens. Okay, so the CPU won't matter at all, because we won't be allowing them to chain us anyway. So, no, this is the actual customization. Right, this, yeah, we'll set it to 20 because we don't want anything. Wait. 70, right? 70 is the normal, right? That's fine, whatever. Nah, that's okay. I'll set it to like 99 or 100 or whatever. I'll just quit when I need to. Playing online, finally doing better. It feels good. Yeah, that's awesome. Nice. Break time at work. Oh, nice. You guys have fun then. Away from home for weeks. Ouch. You doing well though? I hope so. Okay, I'm gonna just take the time to think about all the decisions I'm making, right? So here is optimal to go for GTA. The thing is, often when you start the game, you're only looking at your first two pieces. And so instinctively you go, okay, well I should make my transition with the greens, right? And I don't think that's a bad thing to do. Right? That's okay. Oh no! I don't know how to deal with this. I actually just have no clue. Should I clear these yellows? Oh, the drop speed is a bit fast. Wow, okay. I feel like clearing the yellows might be the best idea, right? It's better than trying to experiment with like what I have, right? Okay. So I want to avoid using sandwich. That's one of my key points. Here, oh yeah, here's the thing I wanted to talk about. It's doing this. Have these against here. And then extend from there. Oh. This is very split if I do it. But anyway, have the purples down here like that. And then the greens fall afterwards. I like that shape. I think that's a good shape to aim to use, right? Would you agree, Naglfire? If you're watching at the moment, I feel like that's a comfortable shape to use. I could try to tail, but like I don't know. It wouldn't be a bad time to harass, actually, right? Anyway. From here, I don't really know how I should extend. Oh, I suppose I could do this. Because I have so many colors coming up. The thing is, again, I'm committing. And I have to use these yellows. Like, I have to extend with these yellows eventually. So, that's a thing. I could go for another GTR at gas. Do. Keep my chain open. This cuts my greens, does it? I don't know. It's a bit hard to tell. Okay, at this point I'll just try and practice and see if I can get a high chain. If I'm up this high, then I may as well try and go for it. Ah. I don't know how to get high chains, it's too hard. Yeah, if you get stuck like this, there's not really a way you can extend. Unless you get like a good piece. Like if I get two blue... Okay. Green blues. Oh, I think that cuts actually. I need to watch out for cuts. Like, even if it's unlikely that I'll cut a chain, it's still entirely possible. So I should definitely look out for those sorts of things. Oh, I didn't have a yellow up there! See, there's a lot that can go wrong, and you need to be watching out for anything that you can. CB's going mental in the meantime, that's fun. A little too busy to offer input right this second. Hey, no problem. Go enjoy your fun times. I'll continue working on this in the meantime. Just offer stuff like whenever you're ready. Like, don't worry about it. Here's a bit awkward. Like, I don't really know what I want to do at this point if I'm not going for... Like, I just don't know how to not sandwich if I'm doing this, right? Because my instinct is this, right? Okay. And sometimes it works out just fine, but, like, you can run into cuts sometimes, and it's just not good. Yeah, like, here it ended up really cleanly. Which is good, I suppose. Oh, where should this go? I feel like we should go there. What do I do with this? See, again, this height difference, and then paired alongside the way I place these yellows is really bad. It's really, really bad. I guess I could set up a harass with this one. Like that. That's okay. Having that red in place is so bad. It is a cuttable chain. It's a fairly cuttable chain indeed. Yeah, I guess I can clear stuff out like this. But again, is that really reliable against an opponent? Who knows? I think if you keep this up here, it's unlikely that you'll end up cutting your chain. Oh no, this should go over here. What do I do with this? Oh, situations like this are so horrid. Honestly, I should not do this at all. That's something that I should avoid entirely. And then I just try to extend as much as I can, because lol, I can't do this in real games, so I might as well take the opportunity. It worked out just okay. It's not that good though. The amount of splitting, is it my splitting or the opponent's splitting? Oh hey Alpha, welcome to the stream. Wow, the blues didn't even link up properly. I'm bad. Gotta drink some water. Get lots of different colors, what should you do? So this start is again another one that I've been debating over, but I think it works okay. A, B, A, C. You just split them like this, like you split the pieces across. Sometimes it looks like it'll be okay. Okay, so I want to make sure that I'm trying to split my things across now. That way I can use this form rather than using just... Oh, yellow, blue. That's awkward. Guess I can do that. I'm one-chaining a lot at the start though, honestly. The height difference again is bad. It's really bad. Dang. I mean, this is okay if I do this. It's not always necessarily the worst thing that could happen, I suppose. Oh, oops, I didn't mean to put that yellow there. Nah, that makes it awkward. Yeah, you know, I'm setting up way too many one chains. However... Can we sandwich here? I guess we could try sandwich. Is that an okay decision? I think that's fine. As long as you are paying a lot of attention to the fact that you have a purple down there, I think it's okay. The thing is, a lot of the time I stop paying attention to those things. Like right now I have a purple here, which I'll clear, but like, I just need to be mindful. This could be good. Wait, what am I doing? But with this, that doesn't make any sense. Okay. I don't know what I was doing up here. Oh well, I'll have a look and see what I can do. I have a purple up here and it's gonna cut down there. See, this is the sort of thing that you run into. I'll do it to demonstrate. But look. It's so... Oh, never mind. It doesn't cut. It goes right there. Oh, worried myself. What if there was a purple there? You see the thing on the right-hand side? Like, that would have just died. It's not... It's just very bad. Oh, I don't know how to build chains. It's so bad. Like, the base is looking better. I'm definitely getting the hang of... Not definitely getting the hang of, but I'm my thinking is slowly getting adjusted to that style of chaining rather than using sandwich, right? And that's going to be important going forward. Like, if I can get into the habit of not having to use sandwich, and perhaps using sandwich on the second floor, then things could look okay. Anyway, let's have a look at the chat. Hi, Raccoon! Oh no, you don't look happy. You're almost a Yosh sandwich. Silently judging this chain. Oh, if you have any input, please let me know. Been gaining interest in getting better at Puyo. Yes, do it! It's a good idea. Yes, try. Would you ever do my practice? Huh? Wait, ever do my practice? What do you mean by that? And the first thing I see is Yoshi complaining that a 15... No, it was the chain itself and the structure and the process of getting there. The chain itself is okay when you set it off, and it's all lovely and dandy. But in a real merge, you don't get that much time to make your chains, so I should be complaining to myself. Oh, you actually practice against the AI. At the moment, he just so happened to be the randomly selected character. I didn't put core AI or anything, and I'm just doing it so that just have something there, because you know you can't play this game without an opponent, because there's no solo practice mode, which is fine, I guess, because then you just avoid using the seed and whatnot anyway. So I don't know. So this is where we can try front stack, I guess. I don't know what to do here. Do you do this? Like, okay, here's the thing. Do you do this or do you do this? I always don't know what to do. And then you can set up stuff to try and start your tail, I suppose. This is fine. I think this is okay. The question is how you extend this. I never understood how you get the transition, like the left-hand side. Like, I can do stuff like this, but again, you get a hole on the left-hand side, and I don't know how to deal with that. Like, it's difficult. You can get a double green, sure. You can wait for that double green that's coming up. Right? I have 2 double greens coming up. But, like, again, you can't rely on those sorts of things to happen. It's not a safe way to play. Right? That's the problem. Here I'm just gonna go for this because I can. Like, in that case, I saw the stuff that was coming out. That's fine. Okay. Oh no, my chain, oh. Okay, I replaced the green, so it's okay. This is a tough spot again because I have yellows in the same place, which is not good. But then what else would I extend with? Should not have used this combination of colors up here, huh? Nah, this just isn't. It's hard to form tails that work, okay? I really want to get good at front stack eventually, though, with enough time. So many things wrong. Is this needed? I don't even remember anymore. It's hard to keep track of everything that you have. Okay, I do need a blue up there. Guess I can do this if I'm up here. That's a defense. Oh, whoops. That is not a good thing to have. Done. Well, this is trash. Oh, I'm asking if you would. Perhaps. I'm not really sure, honestly, what I'd go for a CP practice. Like to see Yoshi battle ASN as well. Maybe. I like checking my consistency and seeing if I'm fast enough with my thoughts. That's a good sort of thing to make sure you're testing. Right, okay. Let's have a look. Learning more tailing tricks lets you avoid making risky transitions so much. I think, yeah. Once you learn a lot more about the flexibility of tails, because I think my tail knowledge is still very narrow. Like, I can only think of certain ways to build a tail, like certain ways that can fall together. But I think eventually you'll be able to learn more about how flexible they really are, because they are so flexible. You can do so much with it. It's just a question of getting your, like, whether or not you can get your head around it, and otherwise you just have to look into it and practice and see what you can do. Okay, so here again, I can front stack, I think. Like, I think this is a good way to build it. Like, this here, it splits quite a bit, but like, you have your transition ready to go. And you can also get it to double down if you want to rush the opponent right now with this particular set of colors. Now here's the thing, I don't like putting purples here because I already have purples over there, right? Like, that's just, it's really risky, I think. Although, can you set up a bunch of yellows and make it work? I could put reds on the top, but that took me so long to think of. Like, honestly. I guess I just need to learn to think abstractly with chaining. Also, like, not having to link my things directly onto the next part of my chain as well. Building ahead is always a thing that I've struggled with. But, like, I guess it's becoming more clear that, like, it could become really helpful at times. Now, can I get this extension or not? Oh, I guess I can't. Wait, can I get it with blues? Are my purples gonna cut if I do this? I think they are. Right. They're suddenly gonna cut. Like, there's no way they're not gonna cut. Right? Oh no, the blue supports. Yeah. The blues, they actually support it. I don't think it's gonna cut now. Oh, I don't have a red on there for my tail. This is just bad. I don't know how to build tails. It's so hard. It was okay. The idea was okay, I think. It's a matter of execution. Let's see. I sadly went too far now. I just build tails and forget about my transition. I do that too with front stacks so many times. But at least I'm a tail master. Hey, that's cool. I'll elaborate on my interest in getting better at Puyo. I kind of have a friendly rivalry with a friend right now, so I feel like I need to get better. Oh, having a good friend, like, be there as a rival or someone who can really push you forward is a really great way to improve at Puyo. Like, or just anything. If you have someone that's similar and who will also keep pushing themselves to achieve better, then you two can perform like a really good. It's like a, I don't know. But you'll mutually improve. Like, you'll both improve together over time by doing that. Provided you're both invested enough and have enough passion for the game. The reds were way better as the tail instead of the transition. Interesting. Size of my tail depends on my mood. Wow. Is that so? Flat base and kept options open. Building ahead is tough. I'm slowly getting better at it, mainly because I'm noticing more forms. Oh, that's really good. A friendly rivalry? Well, if you search around the community, there's a lot of people who like, there's a lot of variation in skill. It's just being able to find that person. That's the tough thing. Like, I know I had it with Shobu a lot back then, but he kind of... I don't know what's happened with him. I should go talk to him again at some point soon. Wee. I'm just gonna open it. I mean, I'm just gonna build whatever first comes to mind. Oh, that's so bad! Okay, it worked out.
1 2 3 4 5 6 カタクリズム
Works. Yes. Has been really busy with school. Oh, is that so? I see. I see. That's fair enough. Oh, 12. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Alright. Moving on. We'll just keep giving him points, because why not? And so that we're getting, like, starter sets of pieces. On the dot. I guess I will GCR with this, but I don't know. Should I transition? Oh, of course. I should transition like the... No, I could have done it without splitting. Place it in 2 and 3 and then use this one. As that. Oh, no. Okay. Okay. If I get 3... If I get like A, B, A, B, A, C, then I should... There's like one certain way I should build it, I think. Like there's a sequence I should follow. I always go for like... okay, if there's 3 of one color, I should use that for the actual transition, right? Okay, I think that's okay. Flat stack here. Prepare this. Or don't prepare this. I just don't know where to go sometimes. Like, I guess this is okay. This works out okay. Like, I can use this to extend now. But what do I do with my next piece? Oh! Pieces move too quickly. I can't, like, rewind or anything. It's sad. Okay, and I can finish this, but my chain is in a really unsafe position, and I can't finish it anytime soon. That is a huge problem. I can do this, I guess. If I really need to do something, I could do that. So there's that. But well, okay, this is something that it just Okay, I need a green up there as well. I need 2 greens. Dang. I don't know how to like just put it up there by itself anyway. But if I had a blue, I wonder how big that would have been. How well do you know Kenny style? I think I'd be able to do it just naturally. I think I just know that. I think I know the whole thing. Yeah, let me try. Oh my gosh, really? Okay, game. I don't know if there's like a specific build order that you should follow, but I think I have it down. Ah, dang it. Can I use the... Yeah, I think I can. Right? Oh, the green falls there again. Oh my gosh. Stop! I don't know if I'm making like really bad mistakes right now or something, but I think I know that. Just the look of it itself. Okay, yeah, I got it down. The style itself, not the form. Okay, no, I would not be familiar then. Actually, no. I'm interested. What is it exactly?
3 4
Although I'll try to do this anyway because I've never made a 19. Lol. XD. Yoshi's bad at this game.
1 2 3 4
The flat chain for 3-column tail or long GTR transition. Is it that one that we always use and the one that you always like used to go for whenever you were like, hey, I want to build this tail because it looks really nice, and I started going for it as well. It's the one where you have a bunch of just like L shapes on top of each other, right? Like the one that you see in Avalanche in Fever, if you are familiar with that. Oh, poo, I messed it up or whatever, I don't care. Well, I tried. You still always go for it? Oh, is that so? I wonder if I should work on long GTR again. I don't know if it's really something I should go for. Okay, so there's this. Should I split this across? Oh no! What do I do if I get yellows? I don't know what to do with this. I don't know. Okay, well that's fine. It worked out okay. And I think the transition looks okay if I finish it like that, right? I can do this to make that chain, not chaining style, sorry. Tailing style.
1 2
Ha, 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 ha!
1
Okay, I think that I handled that okay. That was fine, right?
4 5 カタクリズム
1
2
okay.
4
I don't know about that.
5
Might be okay.
カ
We'll
タ
see.
クリズム
Do, 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 do.
1 2
Okay.
3 4カタストロフ
Okay, so that doesn't cover yellows. I think I built this okay.
1
I didn't prepare any defenses up the top, and that's something I still definitely need to work on, but I think that looked okay.
5カタクリズム
Ooh, 15. Oh, that was okay. Mentioned it mainly because he had a flat stack base, I might have been fine for. Like that, I think with that flat stack base, it can work quite well. So happy I no longer force a specific transition in my gameplay anymore. Oh, now there's only 5 other things to practice. I mean, it's good to kind of like break out of that, but I think it's just too familiar for me, like, at this point in time, and I want to maintain it. I just want to find ways to improve on what I already know, rather than learning other things. At this point in time, I'll learn other stuff eventually, but right now I just want to work on building stuff that I'm familiar with and then extending upon it. As you do, sometimes.
4 5カタクリズム私に逆らうからだ
Expand upon what you know and learn new concepts. Okay, ABAC I usually go for this. This could lead into a sullen GTR. It's always weird though when I don't know what exactly I want to do here. Like this? Like, should I use that for the transition? I don't think so. I think it's best if I hold out. And,
1 2
I wonder if there's another way I can build this.
4 5カタクリズム
Don't really know. There's this.
1 2 3
Well, that works.
5
Wow.
カタクリズム
Okay. Sure. Oh, there's so many yellows. Gee. That's safer? Question mark. Because you're not restricting yourself to having to extend that just yet. I guess. Oh, but you do need to put this here for it to actually be able to link. Nah, that's silly then. You should just go for it if you want to commit. I think. I don't know if there's a better way to handle that.
2 3 4 5 6 カタクリズム
Okay. I guess this is the chain. I like the way that I'm gonna have to consider more things like that. Alright, well, hope you enjoy school. See you around. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Been making 15s with this. See, it has to be that clean for me to actually have it be a 15. I can't make it 16 ever. So that was okay. But yeah, once I get that that GTR without sandwich a few more times, I think I want to try to apply that in ranked. So we'll try to go a bit faster, if possible. So use all this for the transition. Use it for the transition, right? This, I don't like blocking the transition, but again, there's the height difference, which always trips me up. And it makes me, it always like troubles me. If you want to start the tail, I guess you can do it here, right? Like this, right? There you go. And then you can just extend off that. So that's cool. That's a weird way to do it. Okay. I can make a second GT. The only way I can defend myself right now is to make something awkward in the air like this, and that's only if I get the pieces I need to do it. So that's not good. I guess I didn't finish my chain yet because it's one of those things where you can set off like the 7 chain harass now. But I guess I should. Okay, now I'm just gonna go for a big chain. Can I go for big chain? Why did I build it like that? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, that's weird. Someone said GTR is all they need to know because Momokun and Shibakazu use it all the time. No, you're joking! You're joking! No! No, Raikon, don't say that! It's not real, it's not true! I did not say that, I did not! No! You're kidding. There's no way. There is no way. Are you making a funny joke right now? Because I'm not laughing. I know I said me by accident, but like someone said that. Someone said that. No, did someone? I don't know. It makes me sad. Makes me sad. I know they're just misinformed, but I'm sad. Okay. Moving away from GTR. That's interesting to know. It's interesting to know. Someone said that. Wow. Okay. Ah! Would have been a 12 otherwise. Yeah. Okay. I'll do it maybe like 3 more times. If I can get it down 3 more times, then then that should be good. See, auto sandwich. You can already see that I was setting up for sandwich. It's so automatic now, and it's such a big problem. But I can fix that. It's okay. It's times like those that I really should just like slow down and consider what I'm doing. I can do this to remove those greens, but like otherwise that would have been really bad.
肩クリズム
I wonder if I can actually extend that.
3 4
Joke's on you, it's not my full chain! Haha! Got you! Except you'll probably have like a 17k or something. Person that I'm fighting. Haha, joke's on you, it's not my full chain again. I don't know how to play this game.
3 4肩ストロフ
Was that it? I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that. Oh, joke's on you, it's not my full chain again! Oh no! If they hadn't responded by now, they'd probably be dead. But like, oh, that's just not a good way to do things. Interesting. Comment was a couple weeks ago. I just remembered it watching Yoshi. Ah, I see, I see. Oh my gosh! Joke's on you, it's not my full chain again! Except jokes on me, whatever, I give up on this chain. I'm not doing that anymore. Sorry, I broke it so many times. You would be dead by then. Like, the opponent or you would be dead. There's no way that you could just, like, live that out. Should I try L-shaping with it? I don't know. Should I transition with this? I should transition with this, shouldn't I? I don't like making direct links like that, because then it makes me feel as if I have to link it up in that way.
3 4 5肩クリズム
Hmm.
1 2 3 4肩ストロフ
With this? Okay. I don't want to cut those reds down there. That was my main concern. So I just put the reds on top there. Okay.
2 3 4 5
what is this? It's only a 14. I was pretty efficient though. I didn't waste too many pieces. Like, this is okay, I'd say. That's okay. It's 101,000. I think that's it's decent. It's decent. Super sleep. What? Hi there. Are you having trouble sleeping? Hey, guess what? I woke up at like 3 AM today because there was thunder outside. It was just like really sudden. It came out of nowhere. And apparently some of my friends woke up from it too. Very weird. It didn't just rain for like, well, apparently it rained for like 5 minutes and then it stopped. I wasn't up for that because I just tried to go back to sleep straight after and I managed to, but very awkward. Australia weather is just so weird. You know, all throughout last week it was super hot and then now it's just like cooling down. Like it's way too consistent. It's like the cool down is, it's like it goes down so nicely that the numbers, they just keep going down, and the last week it just kept going up. It's like, no, you're meant to fluctuate. Like, that's what you've been doing this whole time, and now you're like, oh, I'm gonna be really nice and like slowly go up and slowly go down. No, you can't do that. Like, Australian weather, can you stop doing this? But it doesn't, because, you know, weather's stupid. Soupy Papa, what? Okay, hello. I want to sleep, but I want to see Yoshi's dummy big chain. Is that just her name for big chains now? It's your fault, right? It's definitely Raikon's fault. Yes, congratulations on your achievement, Raikon. Okay, we should go for one more and see if we can do it. Use this set for the transition. Ooh, what do I do with this? Because I can't particularly... Oh, I should L-shape with it. I should definitely L-shape with it. Otherwise it ends up being awkward. Like, I don't know what to do with this. There's too many. Ugh. No, okay. Bad. Next time I'll try all shaping with it. I'm gonna go sleep now. Alright, have a good one, Raccoon. Sleep well. I'll see you around. Yes, night night. Thanks for coming in. And saying the highs and stuff. Oh, my chains are bad! I don't know what to do! I automatically think sandwich because there's a red and there's a double red, and I'm like, I don't know how else to solve that situation right now. I'm having a lot of trouble with that. I don't know how to adjust. This is okay, I think. Right? Nope! You can't use that star with this. Oh, I should have used this for my transit. No. Okay, this is okay. This is fine. This is fine. It's not fine. I don't have yellows. I have yellows. Okay. Look at how bad this is. This is. Oh my gosh. I'm crying. Oh, good chaining, Ghost. You're so good at this game, aren't you? Yeah, no, I'm really good. Wow. Not. Look, I missed up again. Oh my gosh. Yeah, stop misdropping. That is a good thing to go for. Note to self, try not to misdrop. 2-2 stairs. 2-2 stairs I feel like is an even worse option, honestly. You might be able to do some stuff with it, but generally 2-2 stairs is something you avoid at all costs. With, at least with that. With like GTR, you don't really want to go into 2-2 stairs. What do you do with this? Yay! Good job, CPU. You're so good at this game. I'm not. Guess I could do that. Don't know what I'd do with it though. Oh no, I didn't want to really put it there, but try experiment with this. Like I can do that. Ooh, that is nice. I like that. That looks cool. That is a cool looking thing. Oh. Yes, I say yes to that. That is quite good. I quite like that. I am very liking that so much. Okay, this will do. I'll try to hop into ranked and see what I can pick up on. Oh, look at it! It's gonna work! Ah! It's good! It looks good. See, I want to be able to more instinctively do stuff like that. Like, it took me a while to think about that, but maybe with enough practice I can pick up on those sorts of things more often. I don't really know. Okay, water. Okay, right. I'll go get some more water soon because I do need more. But that there's some practice of the non sandwich variety. We'll try and work our habit out of it. We'll do some online matches and see how we go. And probably look over the replays. Alright, let's have a look. 2911, nice. Oh, no one yet. Huh. Brown 2.8k. We'll see if we can do something here. We will see. Okay. Okay, so do not instinctively go into that. What do I do with this? What do I even do? There's so much that I don't know what to do with. I got a double yellow. Wow, can't believe this. Can't believe I got that double yellow. How lucky. Wows. Big wows. This works too, I suppose. That transition down there is not good. Let's try not to have that so low. As Tom says, we should be an architect and we should keep our buildings even. You don't want... He used the whole mansion example. That's really what I'm trying to do here. Trying to make my mansion flat. I want a flat mansion. I don't want a bumpy mansion, whatever it was. The other one. Haha! I'm pressing, okay. Yeah, this one I should just set up my chain. Like, they didn't even have much, I was just playing Crass Battle for fun. Yeah, if I think more about my decisions, I can make better, like, I can do better things, I think. Okay. Alright. Well, there's not too much to say about that one, honestly. Maybe I should turn autosave off, I don't know. It's okay. It doesn't matter. What? I think I'll really get off of oh, the 2.5. Well, I thought that was 2.7. Okay, never mind. Like if I'm really fixating on not using sandwich, I'm sure I won't break the 1-3 rule very much either. And the 1-3 rule is less important when you're not doing sandwich. The problem with sandwich is it protrudes higher than the GTR itself does. And so if you're flat stacking, it's all flat, so like linking it it's not as easy to do to accidentally like oops your chain. If I have 3 blue, okay, I don't have 3 blues, but I can do that. Okay, this is good. This is looking good. Okay, that's looking good. Hey, Super Mega Contra Hyper. Welcome. What is the 1-3 rule? I'll demonstrate it soon. Basically, you don't want your chain to involve the same color. Oh yeah, if I'm flat stacking, I'm not even gonna run into that problem anymore. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, no, that helps a lot. That does help a lot. Okay, good. Okay. Yeah. I'm not gonna get the pieces I need in time, but... Okay, I did get the blues I needed in time. That's a bit weird. Game. What are you doing? Actually gave me 3 blues in time. That never happens. Oops. Bah. I will demonstrate it after this match though, for sure. To illustrate the point for people who didn't get it just yet. Or just are unsure. I don't know. I wonder if sandwiching at the start like this is okay. Like let's just. Oh, the blues get used down there, so it doesn't actually look up. Wow, bad. Alright, ahoy there, Mr. Cotter. Welcome to the stream. Sorry, the only thing I know about this game is that you have to make chains. They're called chains in this game. Making stairs, and I learned it in the AGDQ run of this game. No problemo. Oh, I'm guessing you watched Scott then, right? Well, you don't necessarily have to use stairs. There's actually a variety of forms you can use. Such as the ones I have listed there, GTR, Sandwich, and Front Style are the ones that I have up at the moment. There are all different ways you can approach making chains, but some of these apply to certain points. I'll show you the 1-3 rule with stairs in particular though. So we'll get stairs ready, and then I'll show you what's called a transition, which is how you go from the first floor to the second floor. Right. So you have stairs, right? Yeah, someone did an AGDQ run of Puyo Tetris. 130% I think it was. So you see this is the stairs setup, right? You can see how if I set off the blues on the left hand side, forget there's the purples there. The reds will fall, the yellows, the purples, the blues. They will fall in sequence. And their transition is basically what you put here. Like, you see my yellows in the first column? That is part of my transition. And it's basically, I don't have any yellows right now. This is really inconvenient. But it basically links the yellow and the purple in the first column. They let you extend past the first floor, right? So there's that. And that's my transition. So that's how it's meant to look, right? If I set off the yellows, then it will work, but the game is really not giving me that many yellows right now. The simplest method for beginners to learn, and it's more than enough to get through story mode. Absolutely, absolutely. It's because in concept, it is the easiest chain to understand. Not necessarily the easiest one to make, because it's not as flexible as a lot of other forms, but for learning how chains work, it's good. Okay, now I'll demonstrate what's wrong with, and what is the 1-3 rule, right? Basically, if you have the same color in the first and the third column, your chain will not work. With stairs, it just will not work, and I'll show you why. Like, I'll just show it off, because that is an important thing to do. So you see here, everything looks okay, right? And it looks fine. I'll just build the rest of this so that you can see. And it should make sense. Look, oh, my chain looks so nice. It's so good. What a good chain. Wow, I even have a tail at the back. It all looks so good and nice and pleasant. But when I go to set it off, you'll see that the reds are going to interfere with each other. And, well then, the rest of the chain just doesn't work, right? And that's the 1-3 rule. Do not put the same color in the first and the third column. If you're building it that way, if you're building it in reverse, it would be the fourth or the sixth column. But it's something that you would understand if you were building on the right hand side anyway. And most players build on the left hand side, so I just call it a 1-3 rule. And it kind of applies to what I'm doing here as well, called GTR, where if you have the same color in this and where else do I put it? Ah, right, whatever I use for my transition. Okay, hold on. Poo. I need yellows. Okay, here we go. So if you can follow what's happening now, basically GTR is this thing where you put an L shape on the left hand side, and then you just build from that. The problem here with 1-3 rule is the yellows, and if I clear out this blue in the screen, hold on. Ah, Chini. Okay. The problem with it here is that it's very easy. If you put an extra yellow in the second column, this automatically just cuts. So you have to be really wary if you make this mistake. It also, the 1-3 rule kind of applies there. It's lighter there because you can still make it work. It's just much more unsafe. So hopefully that explains things. Okay, cool. Unfortunately, most story mode stages would lose time if you did anything fancy in the speedrun. You're right, aside from if, what do you call it? Oh yeah, unless you're doing a chain that literally just like builds upwards. Here, I'll try to do one. These are the chains that I was trying to aim for when I was speedrunning PP2. Because I myself have also speedrunned. What's the past tense of speedrun? I've also done speedruns of the game, right? And I think I'm third place in the world. There's Amamiya and Pepe Man, who got better than me. But yeah. But if you build something that's like straight up like this, I feel like it's faster than stairs. It'd be faster, for sure. If you can build it like clean. I don't know about my build right now, but like the closer you are to the top, the faster your chain will build anyway. So if you just did something quick like this should be able to knock out the opponent, right? And it's faster than stairs because you're building closer to the top. Right, there you go. 3 rocks, that's absolutely more than enough. But that's cool. These are a lot of things to consider to do at full speed in a 1v1. Absolutely, but once... The thing is, playing Puyo is a development process over time. So first off, you'll start slow, and you'll slowly build your skills up to do things such as manage your own board without thinking about it too hard, and also being able to adapt to your opponent's moves and actually watching your opponent, which comes with a lot of practice. And I myself, I can't really manage watching the opponent all the time yet, because it's really, really difficult to do so. But you want to be keeping tabs on your opponent as much as possible, or at least key features of what they have on their board. But over time, you know, you become better and you become faster at building your chains. And so it's a lot to consider, and it may be a bit intimidating, but just know that everyone starts at a different rate and improves at a different rate. And so you don't need to worry. If you are trying to get into the game as well, then it will take time, for sure. But it'll be worth it. It's a lot of fun. This game is super fun, super fun. Plus it's speedrun, is it? It sounds so weird. Sometime auto-scrollers wish they had shown off some fun stuff there. Yeah. No, he did, Godspin in one of the... Or was that? No, that was in Sprint, wasn't it, I think. Nah, but they did that. It was super fun. Didn't they? I think he did. Sticking an extra buffer Puyo in the column 2. That you can, but again, it's just... You want to avoid it as much as possible because you can run into problems. It's just a possibility. If a possibility for something to go wrong is there, it's judging how much risk you're taking in performing that choice, or rather acting upon the choice that you have made. You need to be mindful of it. If you can remember the whole game not to put a color in column 2 to stop it from interfering, good on you. That's good. However, if you don't, like, you have so many things going through your mind at once, it's easy for little things to slip your mind like that. So if you avoid it entirely and just like limit your risk, then there's a lot less things to consider. And that's another thing. Limiting the amount that you need to think about within the game is important, because you want to really focus on the things that you'll never be able to remove, such as the opponent, right? You want to focus on your opponent. However, there are things that you can automate and get better at and just do without thinking too much, which is certain chaining forms are easy to perform without thinking if you practice them enough, right? It looked like the runner didn't really know Puyo all that well. Yeah, it's true. Want to see Twitch chat react to big boy chains? One day I'll go out there and do stuff, maybe. I don't know. Have enough in my plate trying to not suck at NES Tetris. That's fair enough. Fair enough. Did some fancy Tetris spins, but all the Puyo levels were just 4 or 5 chain stairs, and I was like, oh, I was kind of sad too. It was kind of cute. I will say, like, just watching someone try to chain is kind of cool. And he did do the cool thing in what was it? Did he do it in Big Bang, or was it in Fever? I think it was one of the Fever trials where you had to get the specific RNG to make an extension that you normally wouldn't think of doing unless you knew your P sequence. That was interesting. I will say that was a cool Puyo thing. But aside from that, yeah, you're right. There isn't all too much Puyoing stuff that was super exciting. Anyway. Let's get into some more practice rounds. Pepe Yama. Oh no, the motion risk. I don't really care. 2476. Okay, doke. I guess the lower ranked players will give me a bit more time to think about things. Or you can assume so, I guess. You never know, they could be just like super pro. But they had a bad day, and now they're just like climbing back up and they're gonna whack you down or something. Okay. I think I can use this for my transition, right? That's probably the best choice to make. Oh, this breaks 1-3, I guess? Not particularly. It's a bit different. Oh, come on, game. Oh, what the? Oh. What was that? 1, 2, 3. Oh, I got a green purple. Nice. Thanks, man. Watch T-spins in Modern Tetris. I'm like, T-spins are so much fun. I love them T-spins. I play a Tetris at what I'd like to think is a decently high level too, so that's cool. Really don't think the 1-3 thing applies to GCR? You don't think? Perhaps then. Perhaps. It's not, again, it's not really a strict rule, but if I move out of using sandwich, it's really not gonna matter that much. I don't know if that's an okay decision to make. I don't think so. I don't know. Oh, I don't like I should have used my greens over there. Okay. Yes. Instant regret with not using the greens there though. That was something for sure. They can set that off, but nothing. That was okay. Just okay. Not in that configuration. I think it doesn't apply anymore. With sandwich it was a problem, but I think it's okay now. We can erase that. Cool. 1-3 is the GTR special. What? GTR special. And I'm in 2799. Okay. Probably. I don't like doing that. I do not like doing that. That is really bad. Okay. It's gone for now. But for the time that it was there, it made me unhappy. But I have a harassment ready, I think. Oh no! Okay, that's good. Yeah, I should have a look. Not really anything as disastrous as... Oops, sorry. L-shaping through this is an interesting idea. I might have to try it out a bit more. Ah. Ah. Okay, let's do this. Just trying to dig through. Okay, that's okay. And when people get super creative with their T-spin setups, I'm crying in a corner saying I barely know how to maintain a double wall. It's okay. It's complicated stuff. It's like Puyo as well. There's a lot of like complicated stuff you can do with it. Like, it's just it just takes a lot of practice. That's all. The main no-no is building on top of the transition like this. Here, let's have a look at this then. What happened? I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, I'll go for like 1 or 2 more matches and then we'll review these ones. Oh, that one's a bad one too. But I always feel like that one's so glaringly obvious that I always put a buffer Puyo there anyway. Like, it just feels really wrong to not put a piece in between it anyway. So I always try to stop it from happening. So I don't know. Oh yeah, that sort of thing. That's one of the main color conflicts with 1-3. Although that's a different way of doing the 1-3, I guess. I don't know. It's just it's hard to say exactly what you'd like to say sometimes in Puyo because of our more limited terminology. But I think I guess an exception to what you're saying as building. Having a no-no is if you put a buffer Puyo in between and you use it as and you use it as a cushion or some form of multiple stacking. You can do that by making those 2 colors the same, like you did in your thingy. Oh, what is this? You do something fancy like this. Wait, what? I think this is the same thing. I was gonna say, what is this? Kind of specific to sandwichy extensions? Huh. I see. Interesting. A bit weird. Yeah, that one's a weird one to work with. I guess 1-3 rule doesn't always apply with the GCR itself, but whatever goes on top of it's more of a big deal with that. Is that what I've always been defining it as? I don't remember now. I'm so confused. I guess there's no strict definition. The worst when I do that, it's so bad. It makes me so unhappy. Cushions help, absolutely. They always do. 5:40 a.m. and my 2 brain cells trying to understand these gifts. It's okay. It'll take some time. This game is hard. Improvements. Not a great situation to be in? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Who trains in anything ever? Wow. Wait, 2077, what the heck? Game! What are you doing? What are you doing? I love their name though, that's super cute. That is super cute. Look at their name. Rough if they rush you and you can't complete the transition? It is, definitely. Alright. Nah, I don't like doing like this. I wanted to tail, but it just did not work out. The only way I can make it work now is just like this, and this is just ultra sloppy. Not in a good way. Oh. Maybe I shouldn't have set off my chain. Oh, whatever. Oh, it looks like their chain exploded. Oh no, Yoshi, don't hurt him, it's just a boy, I'm sorry. Please see PC or Switch? I'm playing on Switch. Since this is, this game in particular is only on the Switch and the PS4 at the moment. Since this is Puyo Esports, it's not Puyo Tetris. Shh, don't tell anyone. But, yeah. Oh, I guess he can run this 1-3, but like, it's really, I don't know. It's not super disaster, if you're a bit mindful. Oh, oops, I didn't mean to do that. Now, what am I gonna do? What am I meant to do now? Ah. I knew the P split was good. Oh, putting the green there, would that have actually done anything? I don't know if it would have. That's silly. My fault. Oh. No, disconnected! Poo. 2 lines of nuisance killed them? That happens a lot in this game. There was some Puyo Puyo in Steam. Yeah, Puyo Tetris, that's right. PPT has a port, all the cool kids are playing PPE now. Just the Puyo players. The Tetris players are still floating around on different things. They're playing Tetris 99. I think maybe some on Puyo Tetris, but I feel like Puyo and Tetris players have kind of floated to their respective places, so Puyo Tetris is less active. It's kind of sad, but, you know. If you're cool, you'd know that. Wow! The Yoshi's cookie don't at me. Wows. The real cool kids don't have switches because they cost 3 kidneys and a half. Ow. Oh. Alright, we'll go for one more, and then... It's Kirby's Star Stacker! Gee. Alright then. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Been show who's the boss! That's great. That's great. Coolest kids sold all 3.5 of their kidneys so they could buy a Switch. There we go. 2.7 player coming up. Azu Azu. Do 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 do. Just said don't at me. Well, of course. See, I don't know how to do with these. Like, I can do this, I guess. That works. I don't know how good of a way it is to deal with that, particularly. Yay! That was a contextual act. I didn't want to think. I was waiting. Oh, that's great. Oh wait, why are we randomly front stacking? What? Okay. Do, 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 do. Ding. No, it's okay, it's okay. That's fine. That's fine. That is A-okay. Yeah, boy! Maybe shouldn't have rotated it. Ha! Ha ha! Oh dang! That's mean, game! Like they were close enough to dead and you're just like fart right onto that. Just like, here's a big gigantic perp. One drop onto that X. Very mean. Game. Needs more stairs. Oh, but stairs. Don't know if my Argentinian came out and I can't understand English or you wrote something wrong. It was a choppy sentence. I don't know what being Argentinian would have to do that. English is my main language. That can happen. Is a country. What? The boop. It is something. All right. Let's have a look and see what we can do. I think the first replay was just not that good. Oh, it's 5. Okay, cool. This one was just silly, wasn't it? It was just. I think this was the weird one. I'll have a look quickly. Might just run through it. Oh, reviewing. I need to change that. Aye, Nagufa. How did the match go? Yeah, this was kind of silly. This is the guy that kind of trashed. And then I got the right colors. I was really lucky. I wonder if them dealing with the backhand like that is okay. I think it is, right? I don't like the double red split I performed on the transition. I just don't know what to do with that though. 22 to 46 by the end, I think. Had fun though? Had fun? I expect you would have. Yeah, that was the weird one. I don't really have much to comment on that. It's mostly just dealing with rushes. By getting lucky. Practicing playing reviewing vid is cute. How are you doing that behind the scenes? It's actually really simple design. All I have is basically text set up on OBS, right? And that has the 3 things. It has practicing, playing, reviewing. And then on top of that, I have 3 more text sources. And 1 for each of them, right? And I've colored it green. And all I do is I hide the one that I'm not using, and then I turn on the one that I am using. And I made it so that all of the letters line up on top of each other. So there's a base one, which is all white, and then I have 3 different ones that go on top of those. If that makes sense. Or should I re-explain it? I don't know. I felt like that was a bit of a sloppy explanation, but it might not work. Movie magic. It's not even anything that like switches over from each other. It's literally just, here's text on top of text. I turn it off or turn it on when I need to. Yeah, basically I add an extra layer on top of it, which is the same text but green. So I just duplicated it. Gonna steal that idea? You like it? Oh, I'm glad someone picked up on that sort of thing. I quite like the design for this stream. I think it's pretty fancy. You have the sort of like the chalkboard for study material. You have the game itself, and then you have like the little thing at the bottom. And the top is the top is for anything like if I need to go for a break. Wait, oh, it's the same guy. I didn't realize. Okay. It's brown again. Alright. Oh, that's right. Yes, I took away the promo and stuff. Okay, so I think the reason I did that is because then I can split that cross. No! I shouldn't have. I don't think I should have. But that's difficult because then. Okay. There's a couple decisions I can make. I think it's the one I'm doing is I'll use the reds to extend. But my thought is that maybe use. Let's go back. Let's go back to the start. Sold his soul to do that, right? Okay. Okay, so that's okay, I think. Wait, no, it's the next piece, isn't it? I'd want to. No, I think that decision seems okay. But the red-green, yes. I think we're all looking at the red-green and we know what to do. We would like to use the green for the GTR and use the red for the next extension. And I think my decision was to split this across, and because I have a double blue coming up, like, I can do that, and then I can start the tail off. I got good pieces for it, so I'd say that looks okay, because then you can do the tail at the back. But otherwise, that's kind of iffy. Here, I don't know where to put the red. Like, that's weird. Oh, I could have built sandwich, maybe? I don't know. I don't really know what I could have done exactly. Let's get a brown, like, rushing me again. I don't know how exactly. Here I'm trying to go for the, Oh, that's bad though. I shouldn't use reds because there's a red right next to it in the third column. See, these are the color conflicts that I'm really concerned about as well. Doing stuff like that is really bad. I think I cleared it twice, right? Did I clear it both times? Wait, hold on, let's see. No, I didn't clear it both times. Weird. Oh, I cleared it now. No? Okay. Ah, no, I was trying to finish my chain. I finished my chain because I knew that they were harassing. I didn't even pay attention to that. But yeah, I wanted to tail on that. That's a bit of a weird way to... I don't know. If the rounds with brown are a bit weird. Because they just rushed a whole bunch. Oh, pause right there. That was about where you actually ended up putting the red green. There's things about column 6 that are important. Oh, where should I pause then? The red green. Okay, let's have a look. This, right? This? Nice ending of the 5 purples. That was quite nice. It was quite nice. Is it this you want to talk about right now? Because I feel like I handled it pretty well, but is there something in particular that you want to discuss with this? With shape? Or the placing of the red green? Like, would you have suggested something else? I wonder. What would you like to offer? I think after this replay I'll go grab some water. Let's see. Oh, did you want to proceed or have a look particularly at the shape? Because if it's this shape that you want to talk about, then it's not necessarily bad, but with this particular shape. Oh. Oh, wait. Would you put the greens the green in column, leaving column 6 there is open in common practice. Interesting. Here's the thing. Would it be more appropriate to put the green in column 4 and then split the blue across column 5 and 6 and then use the red green on the right hand side for with red on the bottom and green on top, because that can still make the tail, but it's flatter, right? So would that be more appropriate? I think that would make more sense, right? Column 4, right? I see. But would you use the blues there, or like would you leave it open for more stuff? Huh. It's an interesting thing to have to think about. Because if you... Do more with it. Interesting to think. Spinning the blues over 5 and 6 seems good, right? And then using the red green to follow up on that? Right. Sorry for those who can't visualize at the moment. It's, Drop the red green to 6 and have this. Right. That's what I thought. Oh, are you drawing it up or something? I don't know. You said have this, so I was a bit confused. But that's all for that, right? That's your point? That is a good point to bring up. That is interesting to know. And I'd say it's probably more flexible than that, right? Because you can get trapped a lot more with that shape, probably. Yeah, here, if anyone's wondering what this is all meant to look like, then this is what Naglfar is thinking, I think, right? Yeah, precisely, and that way you can tail off of it. That's good stuff. Thank you. Not something that I picked up on. Alright. A lot more flexible, I figured. Huh. Alright, that's good to know. Ooh, so instead of putting a new color in column 5, I should put a new color in column 4. It's weird, and it looks like things won't result well from it, but yeah, it's those things where if you know what to do and you can plan ahead because you understand that what's going to occur from it. Yeah, being picky about what goes in column 6 is a big deal. Right, thank you. So double blue helps in that case, but otherwise you want to do other things. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, that makes so much sense because you can do other things too. Like you could have 2 blues up on the 3rd row together and then have like greens at the back too and stuff. Oh, there's so much you can do. Yes, okay, that's good. Interesting. Alright. Do you use a program or something to do these images and GIFs? There's the Puyo Nexus Chain Simulator. I'm sure someone can link it at the moment, because Naglfar maybe, if you're using it at the moment, then yes. But yeah, okay, that's a good thing to bring up. Oh, sorry, we weren't finished watching that replay, actually. We're going to look further into this. So by avoiding sandwich, we can now perhaps make more clean chains in terms of like the back end and stuff, right? Would have been good. I showed you a few videos of Tom talking about yo-yo, and this principle is one of the main things he went over. Is that so? Right. I've been slowly working on my Japanese, I swear. I'm slowly getting there. I understand a little more now. I know how basic verb conjugation works now. And I'm slowly working through kanji again and learning more words. So what is this all about? Okay, the same thing here, right? Is this the same? See, I get so confused when there's a bunch of colors and I'm not sure what to do with it. What could I have done? Make a thing, click the share button, copy the link to the image. That's right. Thank you, Mega Missing Note, for the link. It's really quick. It sure is. So, let's go back to the start of this one. Oopsies. Didn't mean to do that. What am I meant to do here? Because that looks like a GTR start, absolutely, right? Or you can do front stack or whatever, but... Right? That's okay. Is that... The question is what you do next. Oh, should I use the green blue? Green-blue transition is weird unless I have a green coming up. Otherwise, you can long... Where did I end up putting this? Right? That's just my sandwich instinct kicking in, I think. And then I do the same thing here where I just make this thing. What? And this is another case where we can just put it on column 4, right? Leave it in column 4. Put the blue, the green on top of the blue and put it on column 4. In column 4. And then use this next piece to put it where? Right there, right? Right? I think that's reasonable. Maybe. Oh no, because optimally you put the blue in column 5 and the green in column 4, right? But we don't have that available just yet. So where would you put those pieces? Where would you put those pieces? Because now you run into a bunch of problems. I suppose if you had put the green in column 4, you would have had that, the next green coming up, like, it could have done something perhaps, but now it's just awkward. And so I have to like overstack on top of it, right? Nope, I just did that. Oh, that's really bad. I guess putting the green, having the green exposed would be cleaner in the first place, and it would have just, you could have avoided a lot of this mess, I think. Interesting. Might like to see that again. It definitely is an interesting thing to consider. Oh, another image. Let's have a look. Yes, that thing. That thing. That is a good thing to because you can do a lot with that, I suppose. Once you learn. Yeah, you could use the tail that I was using before, with where you have a bunch of L shapes. I think Racon's it, Kenny style. You can have blues full and then greens, or you can have greens full and then blues. Or you can just, yeah, there's I can definitely tell there's a lot more you can do with that. That big hole is actually really flexible, right? Shape is that there's a big hole in column 6. So in this case, leaving a hole is a good idea. It's just so counterintuitive in my mind, because I always think about height differences, and if I have like a hole in column 6, it just feels wrong. Because if you go all the way back to when we're learning chains and we use 2-2 stay as the GTR, right? You're like, oh no, a hole in column 6 is bad. But I guess what goes around that hole is what makes it a good hole or a bad one, right? So that's interesting. So here's the oh yeah, I was gonna restart, because this is difficult. This scenario I think is kind of difficult. When you get a lot of the same color, it's just poo poo. Red on top of blue is optimal, but red on top of green also works. Okay, hold on, let's have a look. So there's that. Is that a good decision? Or should I have maybe shifted that to the 5th column, had a blue and green split between column 4 and 5? I don't know. Because with this green, I don't know what to do with this green. Where would that green go? Right? On top of blue. Oh, you think it's good? Wait. Top of blue is optimal, but red top of green also works. Oh yeah, the red on top. Hold on. I think I got confused in thoughts now. Hold on. Or the double blue. Hold on. Red on top of the blue. Oh! Oh, should you long GTR it or something? The screen Puyo is smaller because it has 6 colors instead of 10? Absolutely. Yes. It is. It is. Oh, hold on. Let's see what you're thinking. Oh, right. So you can do that. You can do that. Is that so? Okay. So that shape's actually okay in that case. 612 as opposed to Tetris, which is 1020. That's right. Red on top of green also works. Ah, interesting. Right, this is good. Talking about what's visible, yeah. Hold on. So, what's... Ah, okay. Interesting. Interesting stuff. Right, and then I just kind of like got... my brain exploded and I did not know what to do next. I'm not sure if that's the best decision, but that's my best idea. Yeah, it's difficult to come up with the best things to do here. Also, all of this is just so silly, like all the rushes and everything. This round is just kind of weird. I didn't really know what to do. Oh. Oh, that was a bit fast. Oops. Oh, no, that... No, okay, we're good. I always think of putting diagonally opposite colors because that's what you do in Sandwich. Like here, I would have put that in column 5. And you see how the blues and purples and the reds would be diagonal, and then my next piece would be the blue yellow, which I'd put in column 6 to do Sandwich. Because that's really just like my main train of thought. I can't really think outside of that at the moment. Again, the general principle is column 6 being more flexible than it looks. It's definitely interesting to play with that idea. this, should I have used that for my transition, or should I have held out and used that for something else? I honestly don't know what else I could have used that for. The yellow blue is kind of weird. See, here's the thing: if you get too much of one color, or you get just like a whole bunch of like spaced out colors. I guess there's a bunch of blues in this case too. So sandwich, it gets really weird over there, but this flat shape handles it really well. Huh? Is that so? I think the yellow blue is optimal decision. Like, what I can do next is good, but I like honestly have no idea what I would do here. I could split the blue and yellow into blue column 5 and yellow column 6, and then have the red blue in column 5 and the blues on column 6 and 5. But that's just, I don't know. That's a bit weird to me. I don't. I was kind of unsure about what to do there. And then that happened. Because why not? Tell you what though, I think I should have. No, I don't really know what I should have done though. I'm a bit weirded out by this scenario. Yeah, I just turned it into one of these GTRs. I don't know what this is called. I could have tailed with those purples, I think. I think using the red there. Oh no, I always talk about like wanting to finish the transition though. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know about clearing that. That's a bit weird. Also, then they set off their chain, right? And then I have huge difficulty in like figuring out what I want to do next. So I tried to tail at the back here, right? I wanted a yellow, but it wouldn't give me a yellow until after, right? So that was sad. And also, the blues were meant to link up together, but those blues cut at the bottom. You can see the 3 blues I have in column 5. Kind of just sad. That led me to a loss. It was just a weird time to have to deal with things and then have someone who's actively a rusher. So, not so good, not so good. Okay, next one. Okay. Okay, so let's see what I'm doing here. What to do? I don't know about those decisions, they look kind of weird. Wait, starting pieces. I automatically went for A, B, A, C. That was my train of thought. And I think I would have just... Right? No, I was trying to stay away from ABAC. Because I thought I'd run into problems. But this use mode transition is okay. Green purple in column 5 is pretty weird. Oh, was that a different game? Oops, was that the previous one? Sorry. I think I should have used... L shape. Should have put those greens in column 5 and 6. At least 5. And then... Oh, what do I even do after that? Could put the green and blue in column 5 and 6 as well, and then just use green purple for the transition. I suppose that's an option. Yeah, the green purple definitely could have been used for the transition. I should have L-shaped at this point. It's like a really obvious decision now that I look at this. Yellow should have gone in column 3. Green should have gone in column 4. Then I should have put the green blue with the blue on top of the green in column 6. And that would have led to an L shape. Then I could just use the purple yellow for the transition to finish the yellow and finish the purple. That would have looked really nice and it would have worked out okay. Alright, I need to get used to using L shape in GTR. Otherwise you just run into that and then everything's just disgusting. Like, look, just go away. I don't want to see what I did next. 2-2 sandwiched it. I mean, 2-2 stairs it. It's so bad. I'm like, hey, what do I do here? See, look, column 6 is just so wasted with that. Then we still had harass battling, didn't we? 2, 3. That was weird. No, that wasn't this one. Green, purple, and 6 the other way around, just more flexible in general. Oh. Was that this one? Oh! I'm looking at the opponent's screen. Brain fart. I was looking at the wrong screen. Shh. I'm giving the opponent improvements. No wonder the decisions didn't seem to make sense to me. If you look up at the VOD, you'll understand the points that I was making. It probably made no sense what I was saying. Okay. Green, purple, column 6. What did I do? So I did this. Did I put it in 5 and 6? What the? Why did I put that there? Yeah, I don't know about that. Right? I don't know. In column 5, would have put the green, purple in 6 and the other way around. Oh. What that led to? Oh, you look at the wrong one too? Okay, thank you. Right, okay, I'm glad. This leads to weird stuff still. So it looks like they kinda did some weird stuff as well. But yeah, if I had done stuff the way they had, then I could have L-shaped and it would have actually looked quite nice and things would have been okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't know. My position is still not that good. That I just didn't really know what to do. The purple and the green in column 6. Yeah, other way around. It's just because I keep thinking that using long shapes are not preferable, but knowing that they're more flexible than I realize now, I think, yeah, I should definitely do that rather than do it like that. Because my thinking with that is that I can just get one extra extension and maybe tail off it after, but that's, it's too piece dependent to get the pieces you need to actually fill in those gaps. Right. So yeah. And then everything just turned weird. Like, I don't know what I did. I don't know why I put the purple green in column 6 again. I just did a lot of weird stuff. Honestly. I don't know what I was doing. Oh, they didn't misdrop that one, I think. So everything just looks good. Interesting to see the opponent's train of thought as well while doing that, just like finishing their chain as soon as they can. And I got really good pieces too. That was wow. That was big wow. Not 100% optimal to have 5 group there, but it just gives you more options. Right. If I could give my own opinion on this game? Oh, what do you mean by that? I mean, I'm sure you could just go ahead and do whatever. Okay. Let's see here. Me at least, I'd fumble clumsily and probably screw up and kill myself. Yes, that's fun. So I wouldn't suggest doing that. Me too. Lots of ways to tell if necessary, and 3 groups are easy to use in harassments. Right, I see. Okay, so standing up with a GTR I think is fine, right? And then what? Just what do you do with this? You have 4 different colors coming up, and then a double of one of them. So, that's difficult. I don't know what to do with this. What do I go for? Double rotate? A double rotate, right? And then put that in column 5. But I guess column 6 is optimal, because then you can use the double blue coming up in column 4 and 5. I think that's the way to go with that. Red and blue can start a sandwich. Usually I go for that, but I'm trying to actively avoid that so that I can look into more options and have less cuts in general. But I feel like, yeah, make that into a 5 again. The green and yellow is difficult though. That's oopsies. That also trips me up. But long open space in 3, 4, 5 where you only want reds forever. I guess you're right about that. You only want reds there. Tried this and it never ends well. It's poo-poo, isn't it? See, this is the part where I should just like reverse my chain. Hold on, let's see what pieces I had coming up. If I just put the yellow in column 3, then maybe I could have. Gosh, I could have just gone for an all clear. Honestly, that just would have. If I just put the yellow in column 3 and then the green in column 2 or 3, then use the double blues and then the red and the blue and like, oh, I just could have gone for an all clear, which just all would have been sorted. Oh, this is disgusting. Okay, we'll see if there's any other choice though. First epic #1 Tetris Royale yesterday. Hey, nice one job, Xanady. Wow, nice job. No. Should I have done something at the start? Right, the all clear would have been good. It would have been good. I wonder if I should have used the yellows to extend and not built my L shape for the GCR yet, right? No, we didn't know the all clear was on the table. It's just funny to consider after the thought. In retrospect. It is easy to think about that. I was more so waking. What? I was more so making a joke over it because it's just one of those things that could have randomly happened if I just so happened to do the reverse my GTR fun time. But yeah, you're right. If you don't see the pieces, you would not know to do that. Anyway, I'd split the blues given that exact board state. Oh, the one from later. I think at this point, if you see those. It's really, really tempting to make the L shape right now. You have the yellow green, you have the double yellows. You can't avoid that decision, can you? It's the instinctive thing to do. And it doesn't make sense to not go for it, I think. Because you could just, like, shuffle the red and the green over somewhere else and use the yellows as your next link, but... I don't see how you could logically think of that. And that's the problem with this. This piece set is actually really bad. Find myself tempted by L-shape, honestly? Really? Because that's just a way to, I completed my GTR, I don't need to worry about that anymore. That's what I see. But from here, would you not go for the L-shape? Would you go for something else? That's what I wonder. I don't know how to do it at all. I see. Love how you saw yourself put one piece and started yelling. It happens like that. All I see is a finished GTR. I mean, that's what I mean though. The L shape is the finished GTR. That's what I mean. They're going for the yellow L and the green. Right? This piece that just says, hey, finish your GTR, go for it. You could do long GTR, maybe. Maybe I should start incorporating long GTR when I'm getting like lots of the same color, because that could do a thing. Not quite, but I also see a good start to Yayoi. Yes. Maybe if I'd you know what? If I had done Yayoi, maybe... I think it actually would have worked out really nicely. Because I have a double blue coming up. It would have been a complete Yayoi. Right? No, it's because we were able to clear every color in the end, and that's why there was an all clear available, because we could have just, yeah, that's why Yayoi would have worked so well, because, like, all the colors were just nice. Okay, well, this is a bit of a weird scenario to think about, and I'm not really sure. My handling of it is just, Like, it's one that again, see, look how much thought we had to put into that. I was questioning doing the 3 double, and I really just should have. I don't know why I didn't do it. I guess I just wasn't paying enough attention to the opponent. I didn't want to risk it. That's my thought. And then I just started being awkward and being like, hey, I want to clear this off still. So I started spamming again. Ooh. I can't check the follow because I have the improvements tab open, not the follow tab. Unfortunately there's the inbuilt dashboard for OBS of Twitch doesn't have the Streamlabs like follows and stuff. Usually I just keep the follows settings open so that I can see follows come up, but I have the improvements tab open, so There's that. I'll go check the dashboard then. I'll just go on to Streamlabs now. Who was the person? Let's find out. Ah yes, Super Mega, thank you for the follow. Thank you so much. Da 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 da. Let's see here. Alright. I'll resync the game just in case. Watching the wrong screen again? That happens. That happens. Anyway, there's that round. Oh, look how much time we spent analyzing. It's pretty great, I'd say. Oopsies. Okay, here's the improvements tab again. Okay, so 2 more. Alright, I'm in. So which side are we on? I'll clarify it this time so we're watching the right side. We're on the right hand side this time. Okay, got this. Got this. Okay. Starting piece set. Again, my instinct. Go for that early GCR. Right? Which looks okay. And then you get a bunch of weird colors. See? Going for early GCR slots might not just... Is long GCR just more manageable in general? Maybe? Maybe. I can definitely see it helping in some of these scenarios. Yeah, I'd see it look really clean. I guess I could learn Yayoi. What would you even do? Seen players make that opener work for sure. Is that so? That's interesting. So this is a B, B, C. I guess. Don't think I like that yellow purple placement though, especially when no purple's the next window. I don't like that now. Like looking at it now, it just makes me sad. Kinda. How did I handle it? Oh, that's how I wanted to handle it. I wanted to do this. I didn't know where to put the purple green, but I had a double green coming out, so I decided to do that. And then I wanted to tail at the back with the blue, so it did end up kind of working out, really. But that's, again, kind of case specific. It's not that reliable to go for. I'm not sure. Would you just flow with it if it worked? Like, if it worked, then okay. And it's a bit of a situational thing, it's like, whatever, but... Right? I don't know. I guess don't bother too much with it if things were okay. I think that would tail okay, right? Did this end up tailing okay? Oh, was this the harass battle we had? Oh, this is the harass battle, right, okay. This is a fun one. Although my tail actually looked pretty good. I think it all was gonna work. Okay, just watch me harass. I don't know if I can comment on harasses, really. Like, that's fine, because that just reflects it, really. And then I'd follow it up with a super... Ah, they had a 3-chain, though. I should have been a bit more aware, maybe. Could have done something else, maybe? Hold on. That's it. So if you're here... No, let's go a bit further back. Right. You can see that they have a 3 ready. So by the next piece I should have reacted, I guess. What could I have done? I guess I could have set off my own 3-chain. Put the purple in column 2, put the blue in column 3. And then split the purple into column 2, yellow column 3 again. And then use the purple and make a 3-chain. I guess there's that. It at least would be a 3-chain with, I think, 5 colors in the last link. Which might be a better defense, but the purples here also help. A bit of a weird one. And then here I'm just like digging through, trying to get my chain ready. Then what, did they try to harass more? I don't know, they set that off for some reason. I think I was still going for harasses at this point, so that's weird. Yeah, they should have been prepared for more. I think they die at this point, right? Yeah, they weren't prepared for that. Weird. Right? I think they should have known that, like, I had to dig out still, but no, honestly, I would have done the same. Would have just been like, the harass battle's over, it's okay, I can continue building my chain, but like, no. That, again, is my GTR stairs sandwich instinct working. Now we go back. What can we do? Could we use the yellow and the red on the right hand side? And then maybe use the red blue in place of the yellow and the red yellow. Then you can use the red and the purple for the GTR. Did I use the red and I used the red and purple for GTR, right? Okay. So I think if I trade spots with the red yellow and the blue yellow, that's really what my thinking is at the moment. Trade the red yellow with the blue red. Does that do anything though? I don't think that does anything. Not that early in the game, you wouldn't have seen what was coming next. Because you get a yellow and a blue. No, either way you'd be in an awkward spot because you have a yellow and a blue. Which is what I Right, I guess it might be the placement of the red blue which would matter at that point. Yeah, and I guess if I had put the red blue over there, where should I have placed the red yellow? Because either way, they'd be the same thing. It would have led to the same situation, which is really interesting to think about. Like a scenario where either way would have ended up doing the same thing because of the piece that was coming up. It reminds me of like dominoes. I know that's such a random thing to think about. I don't know if anyone else will think this way, but it's like if you put the red yellow where the red blue is, no matter what, you have a blue yellow coming up, so both sides will have to deal with the same problem. I don't know if you guys play dominoes at all, or like if you think with that strategy, but like it just came to mind right now. I'm like, that's such a familiar scenario. Where does it come from? It's dominoes. You end up with the yellow and the blue. The yellow and the blue would have been on both sides anyway. Either way, if you place a piece, it'll have yellow with blue facing out, or blue with yellow facing out. Yeah. Weird. Anyway, a red-purple following. I don't know. It is a bit of a weird one to think about. Maybe I should have just... Maybe... like, is sandwich something that I should absolutely avoid? That's the question. No. So there's this and there's this. I use that for the transition, right? If I didn't use that... Actually... Oh, I just cleared stuff because I didn't know what to do anymore. I just got confused. I guess clearing stuff is fine. Right? And then here's the thing I wanted to do, and I'm not sure if it's a good thing to go for. Have it so that you clear the purples, clear the yellows, clear the blues, clear the reds, and have reds it's a bit of a tail at the back. Don't know if that's a good one to go for. It's not very flexible. From looking now, it's not too flexible, but maybe it is. I don't know. Thoughts? 6:30 AM, gotta go to sleep. Hope you have a good rest of the stream. Well, thank you. Thanks for popping in. Hope you sleep well, and hope to see you around another time. Have a good one. Yeah. So this is that an okay extension to go for? I think it seems reasonable in my mind, but again, a bit awkward. Seems okay. I wouldn't know. I see. Oh, what? Why did I do that though? Oh, did I just like 1 or 2 channel? I don't know what I did there. That's weird. I like ruined my thought process. Why did I put the reds there? I should have cleared the reds out. I mean, oh, I think I was clearing out that area. Oh, and then my garbage fell in a bad place. If it actually not fallen there, I could have actually... If the 4th column only had 1 garbage there, it would have actually looked nice. Because I could have 2-chained with the red and have the purple link up together. And then the yellows would have been in place. And then the yellows and the reds will be prepared. All I need is a blue on top. Ugh. My thinking's weird. But the garbage was just mean, so I didn't really know how to adapt to this. I just got really confused at this point. I was not sure what I wanted to do. I was waiting for 3 yellows, I think. No, and then what? What? I should have 3-chained there! With the reds, and then the purples and the blues. What? Oh, why did I not do that? I don't know, sometimes my thinking just... It seems like my thinking screws up fairly often. See, it's these sorts of decisions that if I'd gone for things would be okay, and I wouldn't have to deal with this, like, garbage. Look at this, this is so silly. Me trying to dig out of this. It worked! Like, I got my chain off, but the back of my chain didn't work, so, like, I was lucky that they didn't get the thing. That was weird. That was a very weird round. I just made a lot of strange decisions which weren't really the most logical ones to go for. Okay. Me do. Okay. Okay. So again, flicks into GTR mode. That is a thing. I always don't know what to do this, so I always go for... No! What am I doing? It's because I have purple yellow coming up. I'm inclined to do that. What I would have usually done otherwise, if that... I think is yellow in column 3 and purple in column 4, and then double purple in column 5 and 6, and split that across. However, purple yellow coming up doesn't help. I think the purple yellow they're coming up mess with my mind. Green blue placement is really bad. Oh, let's go back. Can't put anything other than yellow green in column 4 at this point. Here, let's have a look. So this placement, right? Green blue. Oh, green blue placement is really bad. Other than yellow green in column 4. Oh, column 3, you mean? Yes! That is true. That is true. Okay, so that really... See, this is one thing with a sandwich. It's very limiting if you build it like this. You build a head, it's good if you build a head and get the right pieces, but otherwise it just flops. Yes, you're very limited. Where could we put that instead? Where could we put that instead? Wait, why did I do that? Thinking about it now, I feel like what I could have done is put that in column 3, then put both blue purples in column 1 and 2. I think put those together and have the blues form as the base of the GTR. You seem to be doing this thing a lot with that column 5 vertical placement, so where do you learn that one? I have no clue. Train hard. Hi, Ovia, welcome. Hi. Work harder, you won. I always thought that said work harder, you whoop. I don't know why, but it always sounded like that to me. Are you looking at the wrong screen again? I am looking at the wrong screen again. Thank you for reminding me. I did do the blue purple decision. Okay. So what was the decision that you thought was weird? Yellow green? Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing with that. I know what it is. It's not me learning. It's me being like, I shouldn't do sandwich. So, and as I should look at the thing at the start. Anyway, it's because I'm trying to avoid sandwich, and so I instinctively say, hey, let's just put it in the next column. It's dumb. It's silly. I need to find alternatives. Should do some more practice with that. Yeah, I guess I should have done more solo practice. Because I ended up getting more into weird scenarios I just didn't know. The audio quality in Pokemon Puzzle League is really crusty. It definitely has someone to read somewhere. Yeah, it is, yes, I agree. Only clear thing really was Pikachu. Anyway. What did I even do? I don't know about that. I should have used that for the GCR. Right? Yeah, this decision is one that I kind of thought through. Like, it's still pretty much sandwich. Just really, like, it's extended. It's really weird. Yeah, that's a weird one. Where you go? Oh, how does he say I'm the best again? I don't remember that. Oh no, I feel weird that slipped my mind because I heard that so much. Good battle! That was Misty, I think. This probably given that next window. Oh, I should scroll back then. Pikachu. His voice gets increasingly echoic as you go. So there's that. There's that. Right, and I should have. I know my next decision was weird as well. I should have done that. That's exactly what I was thinking about. I don't know what I did. Can't win a wall. Yeah, I don't know what that was about. Oh, this is just poo-poo. I think it's because I had a bunch of yellow pops coming up. Ugh. I don't know how to play Puyo. It's too hard. I feel like I should have put that in column 3. Put the purple down and the blue on top. Then I could have used some upcoming blues. Now I have a really weird situation with the blues in column 3 that I need, and it's like really yucky. Oh, this is bad. The thing is, each match it keeps like switching which side I'm on, so I kept getting confused about like what I was doing. But no, this is one where I just kind of like smacked them in the face and said, "Hey, your chain is silly." But mine is weird too. Back to work, miss you, train hard. Aw, miss you too, oh yeah. Well, oh, right, back to work, alright. Well, good luck with all your stuff. Hopefully it all goes well. I randomly front stacked in this one. Yeah, I'll see you around over here. I will see you around. And thank you for popping in. Always wonderful to see. So, I don't know how to deal with a lot of front stacks, and I don't know where I pulled this out from. I guess I kind of just said, hey, I'm tired of this stupid GTR poo-poos. I'm just gonna do front stack, and I kind of did something. Kind of worked. No, why did I put that there? I should have extended using that. Oh, because I used the blue purple. What? Why? Why? My decisions make no sense. Oh, this is big poo-poo. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know at this point. And then I did my cool thing. It's like, oh, I can extend my chains using this. And then, here. Would I have got it in time if I had slammed it down in column 2 without the rotation? I feel like I still would have gotten knocked out. But it's another just I guess I could have slammed the green purple in column 2 and then put the double purple in column 3 as well. That way I could have avoided both rotations and I could have gotten it. It always just feels weird trapping yourself or like slamming it down without rotating though, because you're not putting it in a nice place. Horizontal cancel in column 2 might have made it in time. I wonder. It's a bit tough, isn't it? But yeah, as like I've mentioned before, it's not just me that's hallucinating and thinking these timings are tough. They are very tough. Alright, here's an all clear start, this little one. I kinda got stuck with what I wanted to do here. I was like, yeah, I'll do this. What? So half the time I do things and I like just don't know what I was thinking. Like when I was playing normally and like I'm doing sandwich and stuff, I know exactly what I want to do, but now with my brain trying to work around different scenarios weirdly, it's like I get so lost in my own thoughts right now. Like I don't understand what I'm trying to do. Also that time round was really silly. Yawn. Alright, interesting. I guess we should try to do some more practice. There you go. I want to deal with more of those. Practice counters a bit that one time, but man. Ah. Counters. Fun time. Here. Wish there was something more concrete I could learn from. It's really tough, isn't it? You can't just like dig up counter compilation or something. Imagine that. That'd be kind of great, I'd say. Right? Someone should... I don't know. It'd take a lot of time to find a bunch of all clear starts and counters you can do stuff with, but it'd be a helpful resource for sure. Yeah, they're just like super situational, like more than like Puyo usually is. That's the problem with them. Ah, come on. Okay. So again, I feel like go for the GTR, go for the GTR, go for the GTR, right? And this feels okay to do. But, like, I don't know what to do here. Here's what I would normally do. This. Oh, look, it's sandwich. I mean, it works because, well, it often does. And blah, blah, blah. I don't even know what I'm doing at this point. But, that's what I'd usually go for. But, you know, not super reliable. If you have greens, like lots of greens, what should you do? Should you do it this way or this way? I assume this way. Oh, no! Wait! No! That's stupid! That's so stupid! It's 3 sets of doubles. This game is done. Okay, GTR. Set like this. Here's the thing where I'd space it out, purely because I don't want to put it here. But like, should I be doing that? Or should I do something else? Oh, what could I do with this? What could I do with this? I don't even know. My initial thought process was something like this, but like, that doesn't look very good. It is so silly. Toko Puyo Sim. Oh, it could be, I suppose, yeah. Oh, should I get that set up? Sticky up aren't very nice. Could you just long GTR with this? Is it safe? Here's another thing I tend to do. I just kind of split pieces across and eventually fill in the gap. And that sometimes works out okay. Works out okay like that. Nice to have rewinds and no gravity. Yeah, I suppose you're right. You're right. Oh, I suppose I didn't even worry about lags and stuff. I'd have to get it set up. Okay, give me a bit. I should be able to do this then. Because my main concern with having like Chrome open, for example, is that it lags stuff, like the capture, but if it's just me displaying the screen, then it's fine. I'll get the simulator up and then I'll organize things. Where's my add display capture? Whoa, trippy. Wow, there's so much. Oh, I could just move to bottom. Order, move to bottom. Okay. Hold on, let's have a look. Does this look okay to you guys? Maybe I should crop it. I don't know how much to crop it though. Like half the screen? It might be a little bit awkward looking. No, I didn't mean to do that. Hold on. Oh, it's Alt, right, okay. Got it. Is this okay? Wait, what point is it cutting off at? Telegram? Chrome? Like here. At Chrome. Basically, like here. Nope. Hold on. I gotta look again. So if it cuts off at like here, my mouse is just over Chrome, so we crop it until we reach Chrome. And then I can expand this. So does this look okay? Does that look okay? Oh, I can't see the chat. I'm gonna have to keep switching back and forth then, huh? Actually, no. I could just I could just minimize this window or whatever. Hold on, give me a sec. Ah, no, F11. Gee, what am I doing? Here we go. What? Oh no, I dragged it too low. Oh no. This is awkward. Ah, here, I'll just drag it in. There we go. See, I'm just like dragging it in itself. There we go. How does that look? I see it now, and I can see it on the actual. There we go. And that's where it extends out to. There. Is that okay for you guys? I'll zoom out a bit so I can actually see that. What the? Why did it edge on the screen like that? Okay, cool. The screen's already pretty tiny with the overlay inside and overlay. Yeah, right. Cropping would be nice. Is this okay? Looks okay, right? I hope so. Crop out the toolbar and it'll be great. Oh, the toolbar. Ah, right. Yes. Okay. Alt. Yeah. Oh wow, you can see all my secret stuff. No, but this is how I set it up basically. Like you can see here, maybe I've got the reviewing, the playing, and the practicing, and all I do is that I turn this off. So this is the base one type, right? Turn it on and off, and that's that. And then you have this, and it goes boo 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 green, and then turn this one on, boo 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 green, boo 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 green. It's super cool. I love it. My design is so innovative. We'll put this on practice though. There's a bit of text on the right. Is that so? Oh yeah. Okay. Like there. Oh yeah, I can just switch it back and forth because now I don't have Chrome in full screen, so it's okay. Ooh, it's getting there. Magic, right? So good. And then just pull it out a bit more, and I guess drag it to be. I don't know what's central here. I'll just hope that it is central enough. All right, cool. Oh, I can crop out the top too, I guess. If we're being pedantic. Oh. Like that. Little more. Reaches like the chat box, which is kind of convenient. Boom, and then we can expand this again. Boom, 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 boom. Whoosh. Look at that. Oh, water. Look at that. Okay, cool. It is now big, I hope. Hope it looks okay now. Alright, so I guess we don't have music at the moment. Bit sad. I'll turn music on, but like, do you guys want to hear some? I can put on some more Puyo music if you'd like to. But if not, then I don't really mind either. I actually just have the title screen running in the background at the moment. I have the TV still on. I should probably turn off that TV. Conserve what power I can. Alright, anyway. What do we have here? We have green, yellow, green. So the thing Tom did was set the next window to 1. Oh, yeah. Right. Wait. Huh. Is that what you should do? Because I think technically what this would be was the current piece and then the next 2 pieces. Don't really have time to react to the second next beat at full speed. That's always something that I've really wondered about. How much do you pay attention to the second next piece? Because it feels like when you're erasing, or not erasing, when you're dropping your current piece, if you're playing Puyo Puyo 1, and you have no second next piece, you always feel like you can't plan ahead as much. But at the same time, it always feels like when you have that second next piece there, it like you can't do anything with it, right? Like you get stuck. You can't take it. You can't take it into account, which is interesting. I think it's just a fascinating thing to think about. But yeah, I think you're right. Simulate what you can more realistically take into account, because usually, I think what you do is you subconsciously plan on that second piece. But not necessarily, it doesn't impact your current piece, but the thoughts feed into what goes into your next piece. It's kind of weird. You can sense the color, it's that sort of thing, right? I think that too. Also, hey Jimmy, welcome to the stream. Hi. Anyway, so I'll start like, I think it's okay for 2 at the start, because you look at all of your pieces while during the ready go animation, and then I'll set it back to 1. So here, I could go ABAC and be like, it's a sullen GTR, but then that's awkward anyway. And that's just a thought process for that. So there's that. But with a piece set like this, what would you even do? Only see the first 2 pieces. Oh, you're right. Oh, you're right, actually. But when you went through your current fast piece, do you consider that second piece or not? I don't know. I always feel like I do. Like, the first 3 pieces I feel like you always consider for the opener of your chain. But outside of that, yeah, I think it then changes over. Do you think... here's an interesting thing. Do you consider that 3rd piece while you're putting down your first piece of the game? Do you consider the second next? Because I feel like I always do. But yeah, you're right. During the ready go. I guess I meant when you're placing that first piece. I don't know. I always feel like I do. So we'll set it for next now, and then when we place this first piece, we'll turn it back to 1. But for now, what would you do with this? Alright? Because if I saw this coming up, I wouldn't know what to do. Like, I would actually just get stuck. I wouldn't be able to process it. And that's a bit, scary. Probably don't, but you can react to the 3rd piece generally. Really? Most, would you say? Yeah, it's a weird sequence. I guess one thing you could do is start your GTR off and do this. That's what I would think of doing. And then I go, ha ha ha, it's sandwich. But you can't do that. Wait, what's, oh yes. Rotate buttons. What is this? These ones. Back, huh? I don't think I've learned that kanji. I think... that means advanced, though. I don't know how to say it, but I know this kanji means advance. I don't know what this one is. Okay, anyway. I feel like would be my train of thought. Is that reasonable? Susumu, is that how you say that? Susumu. Okay. Modoru. Right, I see. Interesting. I don't know if I would know what that's made up of, though. Don't know splitting at that point? Is that so? Interesting. Bring up splitting into the equation. It is a rather large split. I do understand that. But, like, what else would you do? What would you do? Real problem for the ABAC thing? Yeah. I mean, is it? The separated one. But wouldn't you... I feel like that's one of the strengths of it. Like, I've always felt that you can just go boom. But at the same time, that's probably not preferable. I don't know, it's a bit hard to think about what's reasonable and what's not. Yeah, I actually do this fairly often. Thinking about it now, I always lead myself into this hole. And then I'd like try to continue on it, and then it just... Unless I get a yellow-green specifically, I fail. It's actually a bad thing to go for. Considering everything, I think. You could do this, I guess. It's such a weird piece sequence. And then I'd get stuck because I'm like, where do I put the screen? Don't know. Anyway, let's see what your idea is. That always feels so sandwichy. But yeah, I suppose that looks okay. Right, so let's go from there. Oops. Right. Pretty basic. I would say use this for the transition now that we have a red blue and it's a different color. But you could use it to extend too, but what are the benefits of extending with this? Like, I don't know, I don't think there's many. What I can see though is do this and do this. And then maybe do this, or use it for the transition. Here's the thing, you can use it for the transition. And that's poo-poo. That's a bit sad. Alternative. My thoughts are this. But that's also a bit yucky. Not quite what I did there, but you could also do that. Wait, really? What? Hold on, let me just look at this again. Oh, what the? How did I get... See, there's my automatic thought train. It's already, like, provoking things. It's like, it's doing things that you wouldn't really expect to have. But then what do you do with this? See, this is... When I'm doing this, I think of, I just... I kind of just, like, auto go into sandwich. But I guess works in this case. Sort of. It kind of works. It's fine, I guess. Fun times. So there's that. But red blue idea is pretty good. Oh wait, hold on, which one? Let's see. Red blue here and then this and this. Is that what you mean? This one? Is this okay? Oh, konbanwa, Nentaro-san. Hello. We're doing some training and some practice because I want to be able to make better chains. And so we are practicing and testing some types of chains to use. But we're having a bit of trouble. It is a bit difficult. The green, yellow, and 2 or something, right? I figured this is the case. right? Because this idea is a bit. There's this one, and this, but yeah, let's follow this line. Okay, yeah, I would like to see more on what this could do. Now, my instant thought process is this, and I could finish the GTR and go like this, or I would go like this and awkwardly do this or something, right? Those are my thoughts. I don't know how clean tailing with this is. Like, I don't understand the saying green in 6. Should we put the green in 5? Is that a thing? Huh. Fascinating. Really? You want a blue or red in there? Is that so? You want a blue here? So, is this how it would work? Like that? Seems a bit weird to me. It seems a bit weird. Oh, not like that. Oh, because I'm automatically putting the green there, but... How so? How so? Yeah, sure. Go ahead. I figured something like this as well, but like... I don't know. This? Is this okay? Is that fine? I don't know. Not right now. So, that's... go back a couple moves? Sure, absolutely. So this is the decision we had, right? And I feel like this isn't a good idea, is it? And this just seems most logical. But you have two sets of yellow greens, and I don't know where else to go. Is this the point you want to be at, though? Or do you want to go from here? Because even then, that's weird. Like, oh, maybe you could do something here. Maybe. There's a lot of different things you can do, and it's hard to know what you would like to go for when you're doing this sort of thing. Try sullen with those. Like this. Okay. I actually forgot that sort of thing would have actually worked. That's not the sort of thinking I would have. Right? What changed? Okay. Something like that. Interesting. I wouldn't have thought of doing that. And the splits kind of scare me a little bit too. And then, would you put that there? I feel like that's the... It's not a good shape, is it? Sequence of the blue in 4. Blue in 4. Yeah, this one. Right, about this one. This is an awkward one. I really don't know what to do. I guess my best thought would to go for this. Like, what did I even do again? Wow, I need to think about this decision more. Like, I would either think like this or this. Like, I'm very limited about what I'm thinking about. But yeah, this is totally a good sequence to go for. Okay, thank you. Bringing that up is a really good thing. Thank you. That's a good point. That is a good point. Quite as good for sullen GTR, but you can still do it. Is that so? Like, is this a better option? If there is something you can do here, it's really... or you can do GTR, like, should I be doing something else altogether? Like, when we're at this point, I've already committed to GTR, I guess, right? My fault. Finish greens on the transition are nice too. Oh, you mean with the sullen? The finish greens on the transition? Like this, right? I feel like this is quite optimal. Would you be able to... What if you used it there? That point, it's a bit weird. Okay, let's have a look. Where do you put the yellow green from here? Okay, let's have a look. Where do you... Oh, we have this one up. Where do you put the yellow... See that... I don't... This is just weird. Yeah, let's recreate this, right? Well, that's the situation that I was really like. It just makes me stuck. Like, what are you meant to do? Oh, whoops, sorry. Wait, what? Sorry, wrong thing. Right, what are you meant to do? I don't see anything logical from this point. Land on top of 3, 4, really? Like this? Or like that? Because that making that yellow bulky feels strange. But, I don't know, maybe you have another thought process? Do something with it later. I'm guessing not like that, right? Is that what you think, or this? I don't like putting pieces like that either, because I always find trouble with, like, you can apply it to the building ahead concept, but I always get trouble with it. Don't bulk the yellow. Really? Oh, what do you do with this now at this point? Huh. What to do? Why? You finished the GTR, but like this double red is concerning. Would you be able to just? Because slamming it here doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, that also just looks too bulky. But I don't know. Maybe you can do stuff with this that I don't know. Whoa! Look at my tailing ability. It is so sophisticated. Whoa! No, don't do that. Where's the point where I finish the GTR? Put it in 1. I guess you could. Rough. Nentaro, do you have any ideas? This is really weird. I don't understand. Okarimasen. I don't know. What? Help! Help, Nentaro! This is just what I do. I just get frustrated with the game and go like, okay. Where are we? Like that? Easily convertible. Is that a good position? Green, yellow, 6. What? Wait, this one? This here? I thought about that, but I didn't know. I thought it was too many colors. Because you have red, you have blue, and you have green. And you used yellow. Like, I thought it was too much. Really? Really? Huh. Can you... I don't know. What? The only thing I can think of doing is like linking up greens and then blues, but again, I don't. Oh, again, this was my thought process with it. Right, this tail. Question mark. But you have 2 one-offs on the tail. One-offs on the tail you need to deal with somehow, and that's what I'm confused about. How do you do it? You can do this. I don't know, blue green, but this leaves your transition in a really bad place as well. Like you can't do much aside from like set up another harassment or something. Like, I don't know. How else could you do it? I'm just curious as to like how else you could form this. Like this just seems really ugly. Right? I don't know how to deal with this. The heights are weird. Like you have basically the shape you have as a result of this is wait, that's to do a thing. How do you you can't draw on this, can you? Could open the chain sim, I suppose. What stuff do I have in here? Oh no. My stuff. Chain simulator. Now that we have this open, I might as well open the chain simulator myself. Because the shape you have as a result of this is really weird. You have red, red, red. Oh, come on. Blue, green. I don't understand how to work with the shape. Any idea? Like, how can you make this clean? Like, that's... I don't know. I don't understand. Sorry. If nothing comes for tail, you cannot make tail forever. Oh. So, do you just leave it? Like, is it okay to leave this? Like, just keep building. Because it feels wasted. Like, you can... You can make this. Oh, look, my chain's so big now. Is it okay? It's got to just leave one of them. Oh, okay. It's okay to leave one of them. Better have a clean chain? Right, I thought so. But I just didn't know how to deal with it. It feels weird to do that. Right, rather than putting it in a random place. So I guess this is an interesting concept that I should bring up as well. It's being able to waste Puyos, but very minimally. Like, waste Puyos where you have to, so that later you won't have to waste them. Like, if you end up with a mess by putting a Puyo in a place that you think will be not wasteful, then later on, you might run into more problems and have more waste. But as I demonstrated there, if you end up wasting just... Well, here, in this case, it's 2, right? In this case, you only waste 2 Puyos, you get a much more comprehensive chain without having to worry about things. Because of the height. Like, you set up a good height for the rest of your chain. Like, this is, I think, kind of bad to do, but... the case in point is, like, you can do all this, really. Which is interesting. Let's see what you have, though. Clean chain is flatness while it's process. Huh. Oh, wait, it didn't open your thing. There you go. Oh. Huh. Right, I thought about this. Is this okay? Nintendo, what do you think of this one? Wait, where did this go again? Oh, we just put it on top, didn't we? Right? Is this okay? You don't like it? Oh. What are these? Yeah, these reds are unkind. The closest thing I can think of is making an L shape. And, like, dealing with it from there. it's interesting how the thought process is. Should we move on from the sequence? Because this sequence, if we just go with Nentoro's solution, I think maybe you just end up avoiding all the hassle anyway. Right? Like, if we ended up just going for this... Oh, wait. Was it even this? I don't think it was this. See, this is what I would have thought of doing. Don't know. Yellow is isolated and 6 is restricted. Hold on, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Oops. Oops, where did we even put this before? Oh yeah. So it was this, right? No, not quite. What was different? I don't even remember what it was now. Oh yeah. This? I think it was this, or this. Oh no, the others were closer. So yellow is isolated. Right, it's a bit... Huh. Weird. This... And the 6 is restricted, right? This... Huh. It's weird how what we did before was less restricted. On a side note, while we're at it, I think... This is so cool to know. This, I know, means revolve, or I guess rotate in this case, too. Oh, I just saw this and I was like, oh, I recognize this. Revolve, and this is a circle? Like circular revolve. Right circular revolve, left circular revolve. Something like that, I don't know, I'm guessing. Green was a little different, but oh well. Oh, well, I'm guessing it was. But this is a bit of a... should we move on? I guess just go with the other solution. So in this case... what was it even again? I don't remember. There's so many different things. Was it this? I think it was that. Yeah. And then just do something. Kaiten. I mean, I wouldn't know pronunciations, but I know meanings at least. Like, I'm trying to get the meanings of the kanji down, and then I'm going to read them, and I'm going to be like, I can read it, and I'll know the reading. I mean, the meaning. But at this moment, I'm just thinking of the meanings. Is that what this is? This is circle, right? I think it's a circle. I don't know. I'm just reading each of them individually, rather than as a whole. Anyway, yeah. I think we did it. We win. Whoa. Good enough. Good enough. Oh, actually. No, this is just bad. Whoa, do you like my chain? It's very good. Okay. Should we start with a new sequence? What's this one? Is this the one? Nope. How do you reset everything? Like, I get a new one. Was it this one? No, that's Ojama in there for some reason. What does it do? Oh, does it just give you like random placements? Dun. There was another thing. Oops. Can we go back all the way? Wow. I put a lot down. Whoa. Oops. Was there one more that you wanted to do this? Oh, the GTR thing I wanted to go back to. Is it the Sullen GTR one? Oops. Isolated Puyo are hard to deal with, and balanced process will make place that you can place next Puyos. I see. So keep things together, I guess, because the yellow. Because if you do, what did we do again? It was, I don't remember what we did. Right. But with the yellows together, it feels nicer, I guess. Okay, so what about this idea, right? Was this the way that we did it? No. Other way. Oh, I keep thinking that I'm gonna do it that way. That's weird. So, I don't even remember how you do this anymore. Am I doing it the same way every time? I don't know. Wait, what am I doing? Oh. It's one of these. I don't understand what I did. What was this? Oh, that? I see. This one? I don't know. I feel like you're splitting too many pieces in this case, which might be scary. 1, 2, 3. Oh. I don't know about this one. This isn't too bad, is it? Is it not? I don't know. What do you do with this position? All I see is sandwich. Okay, let's see. Oh. Really? Really? Huh. But, okay. So that makes sense for that point in time. Although this seems a bit weird again. I feel like, again, it's the separation of the yellows which worries me. But I suppose this point is pretty good. Can you finish the GCL with this? In 4. Would you say 4? Like this. This, right? Oh, I see. So you're recreating that split shape again. Right, so I think this is a common thing that we're bringing up. And it might be something that I have to learn. This shape right here. This shape. So I think this is what you've been mentioning as being quite flexible, right? What I can see as extensions is this. Like this, or you can do it the other way around. Or you can have this in any configuration. Or whatever. But I think, so is this a shape that I should get used to? It's one that just feels so strange and so foreign to me. But it's, I don't know, that looks like the only two things that I can do with it. But that might just be me being a bit shallow. From here you can like L-shape it, I suppose. Right? Yeah. Then you can start doing this, but this shape? It seems to be a good one to go for when you can. I wonder. That doesn't seem. I see it a lot at least. Would Nentaro be able to confirm this shape? It's a good one to go for. Like, I definitely trust what you've seen. I probably should see it in action at some point and see like what I can pick up. Yep, it's a good one. Right. That's good then. That's definitely good. Interesting. I need to learn how to work with it. And how to like visualize it. I need to understand that this is a bit of a like I guess you could say it's a tailing form, really. Like you have GCR, you have stairs, you have sandwich in other times. But this is maybe like the basis of a this is like at this point I could even just call it the GCR of tails, but I don't know if you would call it the same thing. So in that case, so that's did you want to proceed with this one, or that's just a good point to bring up? This seed has introduced a lot of interesting ideas. And again, that's what makes Puyo so fascinating. You have so many different things you can do with like every sequence of pieces. Like, well, this is in the first. Well, you could say first 10 pieces. There are so many things you can do already. Go on, but yeah, okay, cool. How do you actually generate new seed? Like, I just think of like refreshing the page, but I don't know. I'd figure there's a better way. Oh, hold on. Two for the first one. 2 the first one, because usually I process that. So, there's been a lot to talk about, absolutely. It has been a very interesting case to tackle. So this is my instinct again, talking. I'll show you. This. You can click the box next to retry. Oh, is that so? I see. Right. Oh, I see. I see. I had forgotten. Alright, Any other thoughts on what you would start with? I remember when I used to use the start. It's like the Puyo start as well, right? I think he does this. Like, he uses sandwich base just fine. He is the sandwich master. Yeah, what would you do here? The right idea? Okay. So we go from here. 1. Alright. You have a couple different colors, and a repeat. ABCC is awkward in general. I see. What could you do? The main nice thing about sandwich is that you can work with a lot of different colors. That was, I think, my main draw to it, if I think about it. So if I was trying to avoid sandwich, I'd do this awkward thing and be like, oh, hello. That does not work. I would be in so much trouble for doing that. Don't know what to do with these. The sandwich is just all I trust in. I have developed so much trust in sandwich, honestly. It gets me through the hardest of times. Oh, the reds don't even link up. Wow, I'm bad at this game. Should you maybe do this? Does Does that do you any better? I wonder what the rotation on that piece should be. What's preferable? This one or this one? This one or this one? This one or this one? Weird one to think about. Or could we even just like reverse the chain, I wonder? Like, would that be safer to do? You're splitting a lot, but like, there's just a thought that I kind of came up with on the spot there. Like when you see something awkward like this, and you're like, if you didn't know what to do with this piece set, and you were like wiggling this around for a little bit, you could have a look at your second next, I'd say. And with that sort of, if you see that, and it's really awkward, then you could say that, like, I don't know, maybe you just want to do this. Perhaps. Right? Question mark. I wonder. This seems viable. Right? Like, it gets your base to, oh wow, that's really clean. Okay. Weird. What a weird one. This seems as good as anything, right? I guess we could just flow with that. There you go. Sometimes just you consider reversing your chain if nothing seems to work one way. You know, do what people tell you. Look at things from a different direction and build your chain the other way. And sometimes it might just work out. Should we just set this off and say GG? Honestly. The amount of times I would have done that. I wonder how you could extend. You have double. And I don't know about wiggling your piece around with this one. I would say to tail with the blues and use the reds to extend, but I'm not entirely sure. You'd otherwise probably be looking at something like this. Okay. Which kind of leads into what we were discussing. Hold on, let's have a look. So we have this, you have this, we have... Where did you orient the blue? You put the blue to the side, huh? Right. Again, this works, but, like, yellow is... The GTR's... The yellow is by itself, and that's really a tough decision to make. And I think reversing is optimal, but I'm guessing you just want to go down another path to see what we could do in the case that we didn't do so. Which is entirely understandable, but like I just don't. That yellow is. I don't know. Yeah, I guess that's that then, right? There is that. What a silly piece that. Fascinating things to discuss though. Certainly. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I'm curious. Let's see. So, where would you place this? Because my thought would be this, right? Is that okay? That's okay to do, right? And you'd be allowed to do that? And you have yellow-blue coming up, which is kind of nice. But is that okay? I feel as though that's reasonable to do. Yay! Seriously, playing Puyo like this is like... It's fascinating. If you slow things down and you really think about every step of the game to optimize decisions rather than just being able to clear everything out, Puyo really is an ultimate puzzle game. Like there's just so many different things you can do with it, that optimizing it and having restrictions on it, because like you could go forward in time and backwards in time and use rewind features to help you, but if you're simply relying on your next pieces and have conditions set like that, it really does feel like a true puzzle. Like you're trying to put pieces together to try and form something. Right? It's interesting. that red, yellow, and finish your transition because being lucky is the best strategy. I mean, yeah, if you see this coming up, you can do this, I suppose, right? Although that's kind of... Oh, and you can do this too. You can do this. You can finish that, or you can, finish that too. That's fine too. Is that okay? Maybe? No, I just don't know what to do next because the reds are awkward. What did that... Oh, the yellow-blue split is kind of weird. Everything was okay, right? It's fascinating. Again, you go down a completely different route and things work out okay. Albeit a little awkwardly here too. Oh, we got a little further than the other piece set, I think. I think last time we got to the double and we were like, what to do now? Or was it this double and this double? Then there was a double? Jeez. A double. There was a double. Yeah, I guess that's that. And then from there, you just build the rest of the chain, right? How to build a chain. Step 1, this. Step 2, build the rest of the chain. Ooh. Oh, I'm sad. I don't know how to make chains. What do you even do? What do? Oh. Oh no, there's no space. It's so close to being a proper chain. Oh. Oh, how do you build a chain? How to build a chain? Because obviously you're gonna know that you're gonna get these pieces. I just want to see how big this is. Oh my gosh. Puyo is so hard. It's only a 16. Okay, I mean it's right with all that like craziness. It's just a 16. All right. Well, there's that seed sorted, I guess. What a weird time. Again, automatic. Boom. Oh, I suppose you could go back and have a look at the third piece. Which is another blue. Only 134k pieces. I didn't realize the score. I suppose that is a bit of a big deal then. 134k. Alright, that's a big one. But still, you had to be really specific and know that you were going to get the right pieces to finish that. So, you can't say it's a good one. Technically. You can't technically say it's good, I guess, right? That's one of the things that, like, breaks the puzzle aspect of Puyo. If you're training and you go back and, like, try to retrace all those steps, knowing what's coming next, that kind of breaks it. Whereas if you're just doing it bit by bit, then it's fine. I would think this, though. Is this fair? And I guess eventually when we start branching out to more forms, it'll be nice to actually say, oh, look at all the starts we can use. But assuming we are simply sticking to GTR. Because, again, as I said, like, I want to try and expand upon my usage of GTR before I move on to other things. Because then I can apply those concepts that I've learned with GTR only. Because I guess if you think with only one form, it could be any form that I'm focusing on right now. I just chose GTR because it's familiar to me. And it might seem generic that I would use GTR, but really, I'm just picking it as a form to expand upon. And I think it's reasonable to study in that way, right? So, okay. Might be last one or second to last. Depending on how long it takes. I have about 15 minutes left before I want to head off. Hello, boy, welcome to the stream. Hi. We are discussing how to make chains because they're very difficult. Anyway, even looking at both previews, I don't know what to do. It's weird, isn't it? Oh, whoops, I meant to turn off that preview now. But, yeah, this is a bit awkward. We ran into this again, where we have this this awkward thing. Nice. It's pretty nice. You might be able to pick up some stuff from it, but we'll see. We'll see. It's like, I don't know. I'm trying to stray away from using sandwich with GTR because it causes like conflicts, and I'm trying to expand my knowledge of what I can do outside of that. It's pretty fascinating what people have proposed. I could do my awkward splitting time. And see, this is what my usual plan is, but that's like a really bad way to do it. Like, it's awful. I definitely want to think of alternatives to that. Let's see what you think. This again? I thought, like, if anything, we'd just have to return to this scenario, right? I guess. Wait, is this the same seed? No, it's not. Right? I did reset the seed, didn't I? Okay. No, this is just the same thing, though. That's kind of funny. It gave us the situation again. Oh, this is so awkward. Why does the game... It's the website. Okay. So we have this shape again, and it's kind of... It's this signature shape plus, lol, what your next pieces are funny. It'd be hard to put this on the tail end. Like, where? Nah, I don't know about that. Right. And putting it on here always feels unreliable too. Oh, look how many blues we get. Oh, peaking. But take a step back. Okay. So that was the decision made. Oopsies. Right. So there's this situation, and then what we assume is a good thing to go for is this, right? And then I guess you could split that, or you could use this for the transition, which might be smarter. And then do this. Or maybe we should do that. And then clear the blues off. What do you think of that? Use the double green for the GCR. I think that is a logical decision, right? Use that for the GCR. Finish that side first. Here's what I always thought about this shape. Why I was always scared of using it. Because what I usually think of doing is, if I have, like, I always think this is a good shape to go for, right? But, like, you saying, oh, we should put a color there, it just messed up my thinking so hard. And I was like, I guess you could do something like this, but that's really, what the hecko did I do? You could do something like this if you really wanted to, but it's kind of weird. Like that. But those are just some thoughts. It's tall, but how about this? Wait, what did you do? Wait. Red, yellow. So do this. Question mark? Push. Green, yellow, and blue all in the tail is a bit much in one place, I think. Green. Is that what we did last time? No, I swear that was what we did last time. I don't... Maybe not. I don't remember now. Something like that, do you think? Interesting. Interesting. I don't know if you could just do this instead, maybe. Oh wow, there's so many blues. That's what happened with Nintaro's line, right? That's what usually happens. if you take that route, then that's what would probably happen. But you can finish the back end like this. Agreed, you just have to let one go sometimes. And so this yellow might be a case, or sometimes it might not be. It could also just be a case of, like, you don't... Would you be letting a go of all these greens, though, for the sake of maybe making the rest of the chain here? Like, oh, what am I doing? But for example, I know this is sloppy, but like leaving the greens behind so that you could form the rest of this. Oh my gosh, I don't understand what I'm thinking anymore with that. How do you say the pair of the same color in English? Usually I say double, right? Double? Yeah, I don't want to ditch those greens either. A double, like double green, double blue. Right? Nentaro, sorry, not Nentaro. Nagufa, you say double as well, right? I think most people say double. Double green, double blue, double red. Yeah, I thought so. Right. You're welcome, you're welcome. You're helping us a lot, so, we'd like to help you as much as we can. Ah. Right, so then you have the direct translation. Wow, nice. Iro Zoro. Wow, nice. Zoro? I have no idea. I just know of the word. Not the actual, like, writing of it. I've just heard it before. Is it? Why didn't you split the blue in column 4? This one? I just don't know. Would you want to do that? Because my thought process is put 2 greens here or something. Like, I just don't know what I would do with this. I guess you could put a green here and then tail. If you do, like... What's the shape we have right now? Oh, above yellow. Like here. I just don't know what you would do with that. Like... It looks flat, but I feel like bumpiness is nice. You could do this and do some, I don't know. It's just a case of, like, what do you do with the piece that you put away? Or maybe you should just clear both of these and be like, I'm gonna get on with my life now. Because you have a double. That's what I call this. Double. I'm not sure what to do from there, yeah. There's just too many blues coming up. Honestly. Like... Clear 4s if we can avoid it, right? What is this version of the game? It's using a website. I'll link it here. There you go. There you go. It basically it's just to be able to yeah, you can basically just simulate making chains through generated seeds. So that it's basically like playing a real game, except that you have infinite time to think and you can rewind moves and stuff. So it's super handy for general practice. This in and out because we got a double. That's fun. I don't know what to do. So Whoosh whoosh. Too many clears. I guess you could do that. Whoosh. Whoosh whoosh. Double whooshed. It is a bit weird to deal with this. I honestly am not sure. Yeah, there's a billion blues here. Honestly. At this point in the game, it probably depends on what your opponent is up to. That's true. If they try to do a bunch of blue things with the blues, then I guess you could too. And it would be safe to do so. Like, you can... Since 4 garbage does it. Okay, interesting. Interesting to know. Whoosh. Because there's a variety of approaches you can take. You can be more aggressive with all the with the flood of colors you're receiving, or you can just like play it normally and set up a chain. Oh, that's actually on the X. Oh, awful. What, did you watch more stuff? Oh my gosh, why? What kind of friends do you even... Hold on. Let's go all the way back. I'll be back in just a sec. You guys can brainstorm ideas. I'll head off after the seed, because it seems like a tough one. The 7 group clear was nice. Oh. Here, let's have a look here. You're in the mid game now after all, that's true. Hey, Ghost Sonic, welcome to the stream. So much of a thought process in this? Indeed. There is so much to consider. Whatever the situation calls for. 7 group clear was nice. What about double balloon 5 and 6? That also seems like it just wouldn't do very much. Like, Yeah. The main thing is just the usage of that point. Like, if you put it in a certain place, what can it do? And in that scenario, you can't really do very much. Like, the blues link up, sure, and then there's greens, but like, there's this one random blue that you won't be able to do very much with. Full bonus. Full bonus, how does that work? Valley in column 4, flatter base to build on top of would be nice. Yeah. For a base as well, yeah, I guess having a hole in 4th column is an issue you can, like, you'd rather avoid. I suppose you could say. Full bonus. Oh, as in just from like dropping so many pieces. Oh, how could you buff this even more? Oh, like from all this. Whoosh! A 210 in the website. Congratulations! Nice. Score bonus for holding down. Ah, wait, is that called a full bonus? I thought it was just called soft drop bonus. Or maybe that's what I've been hearing it as. Okay, I think I'll just like finish up with a chain and then I'll head off. How to make chains. That doesn't even work. Like, you're not allowed to put pieces up here. You can't just place a piece up there. You know what? I don't even care anymore. Wow. Yeah, I'm harassing my opponents so hard right now, they're just gonna die. Oh, this is so stupid. What a lot of people call it. I see. Alright, well. Boom. I think that was a pretty good session today. We went through some interesting stuff. What time is it? 9:29 p.m. So as I've mentioned in previous streams, I want to try and start heading off at 9:30. That way it gives me about an hour to an hour and a half to get ready for bed and do a couple things on the side as well off stream. Like chatting with people a little bit maybe, or playing Puzzle and Dragons. or the other thing, the main thing is that I want to get some Japanese practice in before I head to bed as well. Oops, I didn't get any in last night, but it's okay. Just going over some stuff before I sleep. It's like when people read before bed, I just look at kanji for a while and kind of stare at it and go, I think it's this one, but it's wrong. And then I think it's this one, and then it's right. And then I'm like, yeah. Slowly learning. I'm watching a couple videos on the side to learn more about the grammatical features of the language. But yeah. It was good. I hope you guys are enjoying this kind of like format of stream as well. Because the thing is, I think I might make it more regular. Like, ranked sessions have always been interesting. It gives you a lot of just gameplay, pure gameplay. But when it comes to like my own improvement, there's a lot that I need to, or like I want to do in order to improve. Because I finally found like the motivation to really pick up stuff and be like, hey, how can I properly improve right now? And at this point in time, it's like, there's not much happening. Like the Puyo Championship and the Puyo Cup stuff is happening every now and then, but like that doesn't come too often, and like there isn't much talk outside of that. And other people, they're practicing, they're improving. I need to keep up with people, and to do that, I needed to find definitive ways to improve. And so now we're doing this. Practicing, playing, and hopefully like reviewing and going over mistakes that we're making, improvements to make. And I hope the video format is okay as well. Like, you guys, the screen looks okay for you guys. Hope it looks okay. Tried to learn Japanese too. Fun, went for 3 years. I see. Did you just like lose motivation, or was it like, I don't know, things got in the way? I don't know. I'm just doing it like here and there. Trying to get it in daily if I can. Just doing little bits, slowly building on my knowledge. And yeah. But yeah, on the note of all this Puyo practice, I might do more like, I might do the more traditional ranked settings in more casual streams. Maybe something like if I'm playing Smash as well, because I do want to continue Smash. We haven't played Smash in like 2 days, didn't we? I don't think we played it yesterday. No, we played just Fortnite, which died, and then we played Puyo. So yeah, tomorrow I get home from work at, I might short stream tomorrow. Maybe I'll like short stream Smash for like an hour tomorrow. Just make a little more progress. And then on Wednesday we'll probably return to this and maybe something else. We'll see. So when I'm throwing in Puyo on the side as like one of a couple things, then I'll probably just play ranked as usual. But for the more dedicated Puyo streams, I really do want to use this format. Like, I think it would work well for it. And I hope you guys are enjoying it as well, right? This was nice. I'm glad. Think the class went too fast for me? Yeah, that can happen when you're not like self-learning. Because that's really my basis. I'm really just learning off of the internet. So, again, classes can get you places in terms of like, they're properly teaching you, and it's hard to self-motivate as well when you're like self-learning. But I'm pretty self-driven like in general anyway, so I don't find it too hard to pick myself up. Sometimes I'm lazy. I just feel like forget to do what I need to do to practice. But like as for motivating myself, I'm always been like it hasn't been too much of a problem. But I get for other people it can be. Anyway, it's passing 9:30, so I really do want to head off now. As I said, tomorrow maybe a short Smash stream. I hope. And if not, I might. I don't know what else I would do actually. It's just that work is more consistently like it goes up to like 7:30. I finish. It's either 7:30 or 8. At this point, I stayed until 8:30 once. Get home about like 15 minutes later, and then I have to have dinner, and then I have to go have a shower, and it's like, and so like by the time I've finished everything, if I finish at 7:30, get home, shower, eat within an hour, then I can get an hour in to stream, and it'll be 9:30 by then. Head off, and then do the things. I think that's an okay format. And eventually schoolwork might be a bit of a problem. Like right now it's pretty chill. It's not that hard. And that's why I haven't been like off too much because of schoolwork itself. It's mainly just other things occupying my time. But it's okay. We're going to work on it. We're going to work on this. We're going to work on Puyo. We're going to work on everything. We'll work on like kind of improving Smash too. It won't be as serious, but like, you know, we'll practice and see if we can do a bit better. Anyway, I guess you guys don't have all too much else to say at this point. So I'm gonna head off now. I'll be around on the Discord and whatever else. Hold on, where is the setting for this? Display capture off. Yeah, I guess the people who stuck around for today, you guys would have enjoyed the format. Something different for sure, but hopefully it was enjoyable and maybe benefited you too. Made you really think about how things work, or what decisions you can make that you wouldn't have considered otherwise. And for those who missed it, again, VOD always on. Oh, did I upload my past week of streams? I don't think I did that yet. I'm gonna have to do that after the stream. Okay, yeah. I don't think I did that on the weekend. Usually that's what I do. Okay, haven't done it. I'll go do that. As I said, be on the Discord or wherever. You can contact me, or not. I don't really mind. It's up to you. I mean, I like people talking to me, but like if you have other things to do, that's fine too. So, as always, I hope you all have a great rest of the day or night. I love you guys, and I'll see you all later. Good night.